no other when you recover, baby. And when the moon is right, you'll get it every night. Go on and play it like you're on the other side. You're beautiful, inside of me. You're beautiful, it's me. I will let you, I will let you down. Into another, don't run for cover, baby. There is no other. Into another, baby. And when the time is right, I've got you in my sight. I'll reach into your life and look around inside. You're beautiful, it's on me. You're beautiful, it's me. I will let you, I will let you down. I will let you, I will let you down. You must not dance this down. You're beautiful, it's all of me. You're beautiful, it's me. I will let you, I will let you down. I will let you, I will let you You will recover when you discover, baby. There is no other when you recover, baby. And when the moon is right, you'll get it every night. Go on and play it like you're on the other side. You're beautiful, inside of me. You're beautiful, it's me. I will let you, I will let you down. Into another, don't run for cover, baby. There is no other. Into another, baby. And when the time is right, I've got you in my sight. I'll reach into your life and look around inside. You're beautiful, it's on me. You're beautiful, it's me. I will let you, I will let you down.
Welcome aboard, race fans, for RPMtv, and I got to tell you, we got a special treat for you. ASRL has come to RPMtv. We are covering their Cup Series division here tonight at beautiful, hot, and sunny California Motor Speedway through the Vision Sports Art 300. My name is Tom Hoffman. I'm joined by Chris Cunningham, and always, Sean Bryant down there pushing the buttons here live at RPM TV for some exciting action in the Cup mod at California. And the only thing I can tell you, Chris Cunningham, it is hot out here, 102 degrees, and yes, you have to put down the Otter Pop. Now, speaking of burning, let's talk about Don Sutton out there with the Sutton Motorsport Ford Fusion, sponsored by the Carolina Hurricanes. Right now, he was fastest in practice, but as far as qualifying, Don Sutton is sitting on the pole with a 38.234. But speaking of hot, with 2 races left to go before they go to their championship fight, with a top 12 advance for the championship over here at ASRL, I'll go down the points here. In first place right now, you have Matt Delk. In second, you have Bill Sutter. In third, you have Jeff Perry. Fourth will be Dennis Turner. In fifth place will be Rick Thompson. Sixth will be David, looks like Holdsworth. Seventh will be Tom Messi. Eighth will be Rick Turok. And then here is where it really gets exciting for everybody out there watching tonight. 9th through 15th. Could change here at California Motor Speedway. Right now it sits 9th, you have Chuck Jaman. In 10th, you have Daniel Julian. In 11th, you have Joel Alberto. In 12th, you have Brian Wickham. But after Brian Wickham, in 12th right now, you have Brad Collins, Jack Fisher, and Britt Jacobson. They all can move either forward or backwards. So to say the championship is set, that would be an understatement, or should we say the chase for the championship here at ASRL. But, speaking of the points, let's go over to Chris Cunningham. Chris, I know you've got the team standings up in front of you, so go ahead, sir.
Yep, that's right, Tom. Not only are there driver standings, but there are team standings. And just taking a look at these team standings, we have about 26 teams currently racing in ASRL, and the number one team that is currently dominating this season is the Speed Mafia, and they have 14,039 points. And second, about 3,000 points back, you have Ultra Motorsports. In third, you have Dixie Motorsports with roughly 8,000 points behind. In fourth, you have Steel Horse Racing with a little over 8,000 points behind. And to round up your top 5, you have Sutter Motorsports, which is about 9,000 points behind. And that probably holds our current driver, who is the fastest and currently on the pole, Don Sutter.
Yeah, and speaking of where they've been and where they're going, let's talk about where ASRL has been. Last week, they were at Bristol Motor Speedway. They're in California right now. Next week, they will go to Richmond before the chase for the championship. But let's go over what happened last week at Bristol Motor Speedway. Looks like Matt Delk walked away with the win. In fact, 250 laps there. Matt Delk started second, ended up finishing first. In second, you had Leo Ames. In third, you had Bill Sutton. In fourth, you had Brooks Day. And rounding out the top 5 from last week was Rick Thompson. Now, as far as race penalties last week, you had many, many penalties. And in fact, looks like Sutton had a penalty. Mile had a penalty. Perry, looks like Stebbins had a penalty. So many people got penalties last week. You got to remember, Bristol is one of those tracks where hanging and banging is the word of the day. But, just a little brief history about ASRL. I do believe, Chris, you have over there the pole winners and who's leading in wins so far from this season in ASRL Cup Division.
Yeah, Alright, Tom, I have the list of the top 10 drivers within poles and wins, and Dave Matson is currently has the most poles in ASRL. He has 6 poles, and with 4 poles we have Bill Sutter. We have 3 poles, and that's Matt Delk in 4th. Leo Ames has 2 poles, and also a tie for 4th. Brett Stevens has 2 poles, and also Keith McLean has 2 poles. So 9 guys currently, possess 22 poles roughly for the season. They have 22 races. So California is. As for wins, Matt Delk has 5 wins, Bill Sutter has 4, Dave Matson has 4 as well, and Jeff Perry and Leo Ames both have 2 wins. And there's also 5 other drivers who have 1 win, and that's Rick Thompson, Dave Gibson, Del Mears, Brett Stevens, and Brooks Day, who all have 1 win. So a lot of drivers currently have a lot of poles and a lot of wins. But, thinking 22 races in the season, there is a lot of domination from some of these drivers on the list. So, Tom?
Yeah, now let's go over a little brief history about ASRL. ASRL has been in existence since 1999. They've run everything from Grand Prix racing all the way up to R Factor right now, and they're looking forward to running the ARCA Sim Racing Series, which I do believe should be out soon. But at this point, they have over 150 members that are currently racing. They race every single night, and they charge 1 fee. It's an annual fee of $25 a year to run 5, 6, 7, 8 times a week if you want to. And just to go a little over on their schedule and what they have, Monday night they run the R Factor mod, or the R Factor, and they have an 05 mod over there. I haven't tried it yet, but I heard a lot of good things about it. They also run an old-timer series. It's in the truck mod, but it's for drivers that are 40 years and older. That'll be on Monday night, so they run 2 races on Monday night. Tuesday night, they run the Grand National 1970 version 2 mod. Wednesday night, they run the Cup mod. Thursday night, they run trucks. Friday, they run the Grand National Series for R Factor. Then Saturday night, they run 3 divisions. They have the Truck Series, they have Super Speedway Series, which is also in the Cup mod, and then they run the Busch Grand National mod. And to tell you a little bit about what is going to happen tonight, they have unique rules over here. First off, they've had Friday, Saturday, and earlier, they had qualifying for this special event. They only start 27 drivers here. Looks like 26 have taken time so far tonight in practice, happy hour, and some of them, looks like right now we're looking at about 14 of them have qualified. The others want to start provisional. But at this point, they only run 27 cars. They do have 150 members, so they could have a full server, but they settled for the number 27. The special rule that's kind of unique to ASRL tonight will be the drivers are only allowed 4 sets of tires. What that means is 16 tires in all before they start on with, when they start the race, and then they can change 3 full sets throughout the race tonight. If they only want to do right side throughout the race, they can stop 8 times. But that's going to be something that you're definitely going to watch here. And we're talking to Rick Thompson early on. Rick Thompson said it curbed a lot of the aggressive driving that most leagues see out there by setting a tire roll in effect. So, with that said, we're looking for a lot of green flag racing tonight from a lot of these drivers. And you look at down the list, I see here Dave Matson. Looks like Dave Gibson. I did see Danny Sanchez's name, Ryan Mooney. So many talented drivers over here. And like we said, Don Sutter, he is basically just killing them. But with that said, Chris, what are we looking for here tonight?
Looking at a very hot track here tonight, and the car temperature will be sparkling. It would be so hot. Weather's 102 Fahrenheit, and there's 12 mile-per-hour wind. And let me just tell you a little bit about the qualifying. They had 15 of the top drivers in the ASRL Cup Series standings and they were locked into the race. Now, like Tom said, there were 3 qualifying sessions, and there was one just a couple of hours ago, and those 12 drivers, because there are only 27 cars, were able to lock their car into the race. So with that being said, it's now time to get down the trackside for the most famous words in motorsports.
Yeah, well, with that, we're waiting for them to basically pull out onto pit road here and get lined up behind the pace car. In fact, they are lining up right now. You have on the pole for tonight's race will be Don Sutton running a time of 38.234. On the outside pole will be the 09 of Dave Matson running a 38.275. In third, you'll have the 96. That'll be B. Sutton, which will be Bill Sutton. In fourth, you will have the number 30, which will be Jay Swain. And rounding out our top 5 here for the start of the Vision Sports Art 300 will be the 086, and it looks like B. Stevens.
Yep, that's right, Tom. In 6th, you have the 03 of D. Gibson. In 7th, you have the 38 of W. Sykes. You have number 1 of Jack Fisher Jr. In 9th, you have the U.S. Army 001 car of Brooks Day. And rounding out your top 10, you have C. G-Man in 3942.
And there we go. In 11th, you'll have the number 67. That'll be T. Amissi. In 12th will be the number 73, and that'll be S. Dermott. In 13th, the 06, that'll be Ryan Mooney. 14th will be the 44. I do believe that'll be Fred Thompson. And rounding out the top 15 here tonight will be the number 37. Looks like May Hassimer.
And the interesting that I think these ASRL Cup drivers did for qualifying is that possibly the top 15 in the standings or something got qualifying spots, because that all the 27 drivers in the race, only 14 of them cut a lap into the race. So a lot of these drivers are on provisional lane. Speaking of provisional lane, starting off, we have the number 48 of DJ Turner. We have the 101 car of M. Croft. We got B. Collins, B. Whitcomb, J. Perry, J. Alberico, D. Julian, R. Turkic, R. Thompson, D. Holsworth, F. Wolf, Matt Delk, R. Davis, and D. Brand rounding out provisional lane.
And with that said, they're coming off turn 4 right now, getting ready to put the hammer down. In fact, waiting for the green flag. Green flag has flown. Division Sports Art 300 at California Motor Speedway is on. You have Don Sutton and Bill Sutton on the inside line right now trying to get around Dave Matson. Dave Matson stuck to the high side. The Sutton brothers basically pulling it away, going into turn number 1. In third place right now, it'll be a side-by-side battle with Dave Matson and the 086, and that'll be Bill Stevens. Bill Stevens got a little loose off of turn 2, able to control it, but Dave Matson now taking him down into turn 3, in third place, in tow, looking for the Sutton brothers.
And these drivers currently around in the top 5 to top 10, they are all single file. The Sutters currently are taking control. Remember, D. Sutter and B. Sutter, they both started on the inside row in first and third, and they both got a great start. So probably a little bit of communication between them before the start. They were able to get the inside jump on the number 09 of Dave Matson. Dave Matson is just about a half a second behind the 9 car of D. Sutter, and he is trying to track them down, but it might be hard because the 086 of B. Stevens is right on his tail.
And speaking of that, the Sutter brothers are going at it. Looks like Don Sutter will let Bill Sutter lead that lap going by, or maybe not. Looks like Bill Sutter was unable to lead the lap, but going into turn 1, Bill Sutter does the slide job. In fact, pushes way up in the center of the corner. Coming off of turn 2, looks like Don Sutter will get the run. Bill Sutter on the outside. Here comes Dave Matson, and here comes Brett Stevens trying to help Dave Matson by, looks like Bill Sutter. Bill Sutter will be trapped to the high side going through turn 3. Looks like Brett Stevens now will make the pass on Bill Sutter, take over that third place position, but there's plenty of racing groove out there. But it looks like right now the top 4 are single file. But here comes the number 30. Looks like Jay Swain trying to make the move on Bill Sutter going down into turn 1. Will complete the pass. So basically single file top 5 as we stand right now, and plenty of time to go hunting anybody. We're looking at lap number 4 we're working on right now out of 125 laps. So, patience is everything here, Chris.
Yep, that's right. And there was a little bit of brotherly love there between the Sutters. The number 96 of B Sutter was hung out there to dry. There's a little bit of smoke on the racetrack. Whoa, there is a car spinning. We're going to have to figure that out for you in just a couple of minutes. But anyways, the number 96 of B Sutter is being passed as of right now, and there is a yellow flag on the track.
Yeah, yellow flag. Look like Don Sutter coming off a turn 4. Track impact collected by somebody. I'm trying to figure out who the car is. I do believe that will be the number 1. Looks like Jack Fisher took a barrel roll going through the grass. Carnage on the track early on here at the Vision Sports Art 300.
Is in the number 086, and we're trying to get a sponsor on that for you. But currently he is out leading the race, and in second we do have the 09 car, and that car is driven by Dave Matson. So Dave trying to get back up to where he was. He's in second, and that's where he qualified, but it's a shame that those Sutters caught into some trouble early with the number 96 losing many positions, and then his brother, who was leading the race, spinning out. So that's a deep blow for the Sutters and Sutter Motorsports. Sutter Motorsports currently is one of the top teams in the team standings for ASRL, so we'll get back to you on that shortly.
Yeah, and the 086, before I mentioned, that'll be Brett Stevens. That'll be a Circuit City Chevrolet, or excuse me, the Circuit City Dodge. But at this point, looks like Jack Fisher in the number 1 car will be the first retiree. Looks like Don Sutter, they are working on that car down on pit road. Not sure if they're going to be able to get back out there right now, showing 1 lap down. But let's reset the top 5 for you. You got Brett Stevens out there in front, Dave Matson in the 09 in second. You have Jason Swain in third. You have the 96, that'll be Bill Sutter. And rounding out the top 5 right now will be the 03, the Captain America Chevrolet, driven by Dave Gibson. Then you have the 001 Army. I do believe that's a Dodge Charger by B. Day. In 7th to 38, that'll be W6. 8th will be the number 67, Tom Amesi. 9th will be the 42, and that'll be, looks like Chuck Germain. And rounding out our top 10 right now will be the 101, and that looks like M. Croft. But early on, I saw a lot of side-by-side action on the track here, Chris, and it looked like there was a lot of care taken. But with the temperature right now out there, 102 degrees Fahrenheit, with a 12-mile-an-hour wind, looked like a lot of the cars were getting loose off of turn 4. And if anybody drives the NASCAR 2002 program, they understand that heat is something you definitely don't want in the track. And then you add some wind in. California is one of those tracks very hard to drive with no wind, and it's 70 degrees. Just add in 102 degrees Fahrenheit and put 12-mile-an-hour winds. Forget it. You're talking carnage. It's like riding a bull, trying to stay on it for 8 seconds, but we're talking, 4 seconds coming out of turn 4, and we saw it with Don Sutton coming off of turn 4. Just got the back end broken loose just a little bit, and he tried to chase it up there, but once you come off 4 and you get loose, there's nowhere to hide. This is one of those tracks you can run 3, 4 wide, but when you do that and a car in front of you is off the pace by 40 miles an hour, when you get up there, we're talking carnage, baby.
Yep, that's right. And the pace car lights are still on for those of you who just tuned in. We are under caution due to the 9 car of one of the Sutter brothers spun around. It does have heavy, and we also do have one return of Jack Fisher Jr. Currently 8 laps at a 125, and the fastest lap currently is held by, drum roll please, the number 42 car. And the 42 car is held by C. Geeman, and his lap time is 38.5. And the number 96, the other Sutter brother, D and B Sutter, he has a 38.6. So these are really close lap times, and these guys are probably going to get back to the track. But like Tom mentioned early in the broadcast, you have to be really, really patient. The weather is extremely hot, and for a tire rule, which means you can only get 16 tires during the race, including the tires you have on. These drivers have to be really cautious and really aware of how they're going to manage their tires, and they have a lot of laps to go before their first pit stop. And coming down to the finish line, we're just going to check out for you to see if these pace car lights are going to go off, and they are off. So that means we have one more lap to go until we go back to green.
Yeah, and at this point I do want to touch on several cars that did make pit stops. Looks like the number 48 of Dennis Turner basically came down, got fuel put in his Logitech Chevrolet. So Dennis Turner definitely trying to do something, as far as fuel mileage. And the thing we haven't touched on here, Chris, these drivers can go 50 laps before they need fuel. These are open setups, so you're looking at, I'm going to say anywhere between 48 and, say, 52 before some of these guys have to come in. So, the question is, could they be trying to stretch it? I'm not really sure. If somebody does stretch it out there, me being an official, I'd be in there with a fine-tooth comb, a magnifying glass, and some of the people in the dog pound saying, well, you need a magnifying glass anyway to find the gas tank. But with that said, you are looking at anywhere from 48 to 52 laps on fuel here. Granted, the caution laps do help as the field forms up in turn 3 right now. We have Brett Stevens out in front, Dave Matson ready to go. Remember, Dave Matson, the only reason he lost that lead when Don Sutter had to check up, Dave Matson also checked up not to hit him. Brett Stevens was making a low pass on Dave Matson and basically got back to the line before him. So with that said, the rookie Brett Stevens out in front, the Circuit City Chevrolet, getting ready to bring him back to green off of turn number 4. Dave Matson looking to get the jump on Brett Stevens, knowing he's a rookie. Unable to do it. Brett Stevens early on the gas, hammer down, away they go. So on lap number 9, coming to lap number 10, we are green flag racing once again. Dave Matson, I'm going to say a good 10 car lengths back from the rookie. The rookie basically showing him the way to go through 1 and 2. Dave Matson trying his best in the center of 1 and 2. Dave Matson made up 2 car lengths. Going down the back straightaway, Brett Stevens got a better run off of 2. Brett Stevens holding his own. Chris, the rookie's basically showing the vets how it's done early on here in California.
Yep, that's right. Brett Stevens in the 086 got a huge jump on the start from Dave Matson. Dave Matson really much faster in the corners than Brett Stevens, and Dave is just 6/10 behind Brett Stevens. All these drivers basically single file throughout this race, and there is a pretty big gap. Also, a quick update. A new retiree, it is the number 9 of D. Sutter, and he has retired due to heavy damage from that spin. He hit the wall pretty hard, so it's a shame that he's out early, because his brother is the only one left that I know of from Sutter Motorsports, and one of those guys, I do recall, is pretty high up in the standings, so if it is the number 9 car who is in second place in the standings, and that will be a huge blow for him right before the chase. Remember, this is California, and then the ASRL has to go to Richmond Speedway at the chase. And remember, later in the schedule, once ASRL will be once again broadcasted here on RPMtv, and the still ahead, Dave Matson, and they are just crossing the line. This is going to be the 13th, 125, and Dave Matson is coming up. He was 0.2 faster. He's 0.4 off the pace of D. Stevens.
And at this point, they have just completed lap number 12, starting lap number 13, coming off of turn number 2. You have Brett Stevens right now trying to hold off Dave Matson. Dave Matson able to make up plenty of, at least 0.4 of a second, about 2 laps ago. But we have Jason Swain back here in third place, and Captain America Dave Gibson stalking him like a hawk. As they hit the line and complete lap number 13, Captain America is in 4th place. In 5th place, we have here the 001, and that'll be Brooks Day as he goes into turn number 1, pushes up. Looks like Bill Sutter and the number 67 of Tom Messi do go by him. Tom Messi just following Bill Sutter. Bill Sutter 3 laps ago lost 3 positions, got a little loose in turn 1, and allowed 3 cars to get by. Now he is basically trying to track down, I do believe that'll be David Gibson. David Gibson lost a little to Jason Swain coming off of turn 2. And remember, some of these drivers may be thinking tire wear may be an issue. So, they may be taking it easy. And remember, they're only allowed 4 sets. The 4 tires that they start with, and then 3 more sets, however they want to break them up. So tire conservation is definitely a big thing over here. Right now, looking at Dave Matson up there battling for the lead, right behind Brett Stevens. But Brett Stevens, for a rookie, he's showing a lot of talent and a lot of composure with all these veterans behind him. Chris, I got to tell you, I'm impressed with this rookie, Brett Stevens, up here in the front.
And not only in the front, but there is a lot of tight battles. There is basically a battle for maybe sixth place or so. There are about 6 cars from the 01 to the number 59, and it all started when the 101 hit the wall, and all of these drivers basically sort of grouped up. Now these guys battling from 6th to 11th, these guys all battling for positions, and they're trying to reach the front. Where the rookie, the number 086 of Brett Stevens is his number 086 Circuit City Pontiac.
Yeah, but like you said it, Chris, the battle back here, I'm going to say, is from the 001, and now Jason Swain has fallen back into the clutches, so the battle will be from 5th all the way back. Now you have the 001, and that'll be Brooks Day now taking over the 5th place. Jason Swain back to 6th place. Back here for 7th will be the number 55. I do believe that'll be Brian Whitcomb. Brian Whitcomb making an outside move down the back straightaway, showing a lot of power. But with that said, you're talking a lot of cars back here just fighting for some traction. And I do see one driver, that'll be the number 44, Fred Thompson. Not sure where he's at. It looks like he's now 1 lap down. Must have had some problems with that. It looks like a Dodge. And right now the 001, all the lead lap cars are now going to the inside. As you see, Brian Whitcomb all over the back of the 001 of Brooks Day. Brooks Day holding it down low on the back straightaway, and Brian Whitcomb going to the high side. Have never seen a pass going into turn 3 on the high side. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Whitcomb showing the power. I do believe that'll be a Chevrolet. Yes, a Chevrolet powered. Looks like Whitcomb Brothers Lumber. So he has now moved up to the 5th place position. But meanwhile, up front, we have a battle here for the 3rd place position. Looks like Bill Sutter has taken over that 4th place position from David Gibson in the Cap America Chevrolet. But hold on, just as I say that, looks like Dave Gibson off of turn 2, ducking back down to the inside. So 3rd place is still at stake here. Going into turn 3, side by side, David Gibson gave up off of the gas and allowed Bill Sutter to pull ahead. You know, this is a tire conservation thing going again. But up front, the rookie's smoking them.
Yep, that is right, Tom. B. Stevens is currently still ahead of the number 09 of Matson, but is pulling in every single lap. He dropped 200ths of a second that lap, but he's still staying pretty consistent. Now, when those guys all in the back were battling for position, this allowed the 09 and the 086 of Matson and Stevens to basically get more of a gap between them. So these guys are out in front, and they've pulled away from third place on. And currently, the 09 of Matson is still gaining more time on Stevens. So Stevens better look in his rearview mirror, because Matson is coming, and he is coming in a hurry.
Yeah, you got to remember one thing, though. The car that is in second place right now, Dave Matson, is getting a draft off of Brett Stevens, so he will be faster. But going down the front straightaway, I've seen Brett Stevens go to the high side, and you'll see Dave Matson go to the low side. But as they come off of turn 4, Dave Matson, now holding it to the high side, will pick up definitely almost 1/1000th of a second. But these two drivers up front, Brett Stevens and Dave Matson, are pulling away from our third place battle. One lap ago it was 1.7 seconds, now it's 2.1. The reason for that, David Gibson and Bill Sutter back here are swapping third place back and forth. Seems just about every lap. If they would get in line, they could probably catch up to the front too. But at this point, they're just racing out there having some fun. Going back to fifth place, it'll be Brooks Day in the 001, and that'll be a Chevrolet, U.S.-sponsored Chevrolet of Brooks Day. In sixth will be the number 51. That'll be Brian Wickham. Wickham Brothers Lumber Chevrolet. They are nose to tail, and just as I say that, Brian Wickham going to the low side into turn number 1. Brooks Day gives him plenty of room. In fact, Brooks Day is now under attack from the 42, and that'll be Chuck Germain. Chuck Germain now takes over the 6th place position, so you've got 5th, 6th, and 7th nose to tail, and the 101 of M. Croft trying to get up there and trying to help these guys out. Remember, 4 cars will draft faster than 2 cars, but don't tell it to the leaders. Leaders are pulling away. Now 2.2 seconds in front of third place, which is now Bill Sutter. Was David Gibson, now Bill Sutter.
Tom, there are all sorts of battles going on from around, third place to the back, but these guys are still in a long line. I'm looking right now at the number 59 of Whitcomb, and he and the 42 of Chuck Geeman are battling tightly, and there is a long string of cars behind them that are battling for position, and it is getting really intense, but, due to the huge temperature and the weather today, and the track temperature and the car temperature, if one of these drivers just makes the slightest mistake, everything could go wrong. And the number 001 of back up to the number 59 of Wickham, and he's battling with the 42 of Geeman. So all these guys pumped for this exciting action and these exciting battles, and now more cars are being added to the mix with Marshall Croft and Swain and Sykes. All these guys are coming in and out from nowhere, and we just have 100 laps to go.
Yeah, and with that, they just crossed the line, complete a lap number 25, start lap number 26. And I got to give a call out to Chuck Germain. The only man I know that would come out with, how should we call it, a purple-pink car, but I'm telling you, he loves the weather as it is right now. His sponsor on his Chevrolet, Hawaiian Airlines. So, he's liking the heat, but he's getting heat right now. Looks like the 001 of Brooks Day and the number 59 of Brian Wickham, both trying to make the pass. Brian Wickham able to make the pass. Looks like Brooks Day had to get off the gas in turn 3, but you see the number 59 just in front of Chuck Germain. He got a little loose coming off of turn 4, so Chuck Germain, like any other racer, somebody's in front of you, you got to pass them. Get them loose, you'll get by them quicker. But Chuck Germain now pulling away, going through 1 and 2. Coming off of turn 2, looks like he slows down, maybe a push in that Chevrolet a little. But, Chuck Germain looks like he's got the setup in that car. The only problem he has is the draft. Once he gets out in front, he may have one of those cars, I like to call it the pushing car. Not the pulling car, the pushing car. The pushing car is one that gets behind that has a little taller gear than the one in front. The one in front has the lower gear. So with that said, they cross the line right now, complete lap number 27, working lap number 28. Like you said, Chris, a little under 100 laps to go now. So it is basically one more stop. If these guys were to stop right now, they would only have to make one more stop. I guarantee you what they're looking for now is caution, and next time the caution comes out, you'll see everybody down pit road to get a fresh set of Goodyears. But with that said, it looks like Brian Wickham catching up to David Gibson. David Gibson falling off the back of Bill Sutter. Bill Sutter actually going by the number 44, Fred Thompson, one more time to put him 2 laps down. And, the only thing I can say there, Fred Thompson's got a long night ahead of him. But I'm looking up here, Dave Matson in the number 09, the Dodge out there. He is not making ground on Brett Stevens. Brett Stevens is now basically almost the second ahead. So Brett Stevens, the rookie, he's basically pulling away from the veterans at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting action going on in the front, Tom. Brett Stevens and Dave Matson have been exchanging almost basically blows throughout the whole race so far. Dave has been coming in. Like this lap, he actually just gained 4/10, but then he sort of dives back. Maybe it's because he does not have the right tires. Maybe he's losing tire wear, or it could be a variety of reasons. But he lost 8/10 on one of those previous laps. He was just a tenth of a second behind Brett, and then he went back to almost a second behind him and at 9/10, and now he's back. He just gained 4/10. So these guys might be trying to save tires and easing up the pace a little bit, or they just could be playing, mind games with themselves.
And speaking of mind games, let's take a look at that number 59, the number 03, and the number 42. Number 42 of Chuck Germain basically blew by Brian Wickham going into turn 1 just a lap ago, pulled up on the back of David Gibson. David Gibson looks like he has a short run car because Chuck Germain blew by him. Now you see Brian Wickham now taking over that position. So Dave Gibson, Captain America, may have a dent in his armor. In fact, look like a 001 of Brooks Day now trying to make a move on Dave Gibson coming off of turn 4. Brooks Day to the inside, Dave Gibson to the outside. Dave Gibson looks like he's a little loose off of 4, but able to keep his foot in it, will maintain that position. But Brooks Day is going to make a run going through 1 and 2. As you see, going into the middle of 1 and 2, he is down on the low side. Dave Gibson up on the high side coming off of turn 2. Dave Gibson got that push in that Chevrolet, will not allow him to get back to the gas pedal. But it looks like it's going to be side by side going down into turn 3. Here we go, Brooks Day. Dave Gibson actually gave up a little going into the corner, but Brooks Day will now take over that position. Dave Gibson's got to be careful. The 101 of M. Croft is right behind him, ready to pounce for one more position. But leaders cross the line. It'll be lap number 32 completed. Lap number 33 they are on. At this point, Chris, this is getting to be some exciting racing here.
If that's right, a couple of laps, Dave Matson was close to a second. Now he is just a tenth of a second. These guys must be running out of tires or something, or maybe Dave is just, kicking it easy on the rookie Brett Stevens, but now he is just a little over 1/10 behind Brett Stevens as they're crossing the line. It is now lap 34 of 125. And now Dave Matson just lost a tenth. So this is pretty interesting racing here, and a pretty interesting exchange between Brett and Dave in the Circuit City car and the 09 car of Division Sports Art. So it's getting pretty interesting. And now Dave is going low. Maybe he's trying to do something here going into turn 3. Now they're both on the inside line. And They're coming out of turn 4 as we speak, and they're about to cross the line again. Brett Stevens still in the lead, going on lap 35. Brett Stevens with a lap of 155.6, so that was faster than his previous lap. And now Dave Matson is a tad quicker, but he's still 2/10 behind. So this is really, really interesting and really that close battle between the top two in this ASRL Vision Sports Art 300.
And with that said, Dave Matson still in the tracks of Brett Stevens, Circuit City Chevrolet, basically holding serve against Dave Matson. And Dave Matson's sponsor here will be Vision Sports Art. So not only are they sponsoring his car, they're sponsoring the race. And I guarantee you, Dave Gibson is the owner of Vision Sports Art. If you haven't had a chance, go over to visionsportsart.com. Check out some of the fabulous work that Dave Gibson does over there. And I got to tell you, I know Dave Gibson, and his freehand drawing is second to none. But I can hear him on the radio right now to Dave Matson telling him, come on, not only do I want to be the sponsor of the event, I also want to win it. But with that said, Brett Stevens, he must have had a hitch in his giddy-up a couple laps ago. Lost quite a bit of time to Dave Matson. Now he's starting to pull it back out again. 0.3 of a second, last lap, coming to the line right now. It'll be almost 2.6 seconds as far as the lead. But at this point, Chris, the only thing I can tell you is this an exciting racing. And I know Sean Bryant down there in the production hall. Sean, I got to tell you, with me and Chris up here, we need a break. We need an otter pop. So with that said, I know you got some commercials lined up there and some great ones. So how about we throw some commercials up, and ladies and gentlemen, come back for RPM TV for more of the continuing coverage of the Vision Sports Art 300 brought to you by the ASRL Racing League. We'll be right back.
Nothing like a night sitting back and watching sky, eh?
Shooting star. I saw it first. Well, you'd better make a wish then.
So what did you wish for?
TUI, making wishes come true since 1889.
Have you ever? No, I've never. Wow.
Hey, great game, honey. Listen,
Yeah, you know, getting that first goal is key. I mean, it's a big 2 points for us, and we'll take it. It's a big win.
What are you talking about?
Well, you know, it's a gut check time, and everybody's contributing, all lines are firing, and, you know, it feels really good. Absolutely.
I'll be in the car.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome back, race fans, to RPM TV and their live coverage of the ASRL Cup Division. His night has gone from bad to worse. Heavy contact with the rear end of that car into the outside wall. A one-car incident in California Motor Speedway. But with that said, all the leaders did come down pit road and change 4 tires. Guess what? The rookie smoked him even. In second place. We do have several cars that did stay out there. Bill Sutter did stay out, lead 1 lap. He is second in the points. He needs every point that he can get, and I'm just checking across the points here. Yes, second in the points, and it looks like Matt Delk not up in the front of this field, so Bill Sutter definitely going to make up some points for the point championship here, or even the lead before they lead into the championship. Right now, you have Brett Stevens sitting in second. The number 67, that'll be Tom Amessi. Tom Amessi also in the point battle. Checking my list here, he will be 7th in the points. He needs his 5 bonus points. But the question is, Chris, Tom Amessi staying out here to get the 5 bonus points. This is going to put him way back in the field. The question we'll have for you, will he have a good enough car to make his way back up there and race with the leaders?
Yep, that's right. They're roughly, 40. So, I mean, getting these 5 bonus points is quite a risk, knowing that this could potentially be one of your second to last, or maybe possibly third pit stops of the night here. So he is definitely rolling the dice on this one, and so did the number 96 of Bill Sutter. And also, if you notice, on the number 67 of Tom Amessi, he's got some right side damage on his car. So he's going down to pit road right now, probably to get that fixed and get 4 tires. And along with him is the number 101 of Marshall Croft. They're going down pit road, but currently it is the number 086, I believe, who will take back the lead from the number 67 to Tom Amessi. And just looking through the standings here, recently on that caution, Fred Thompson was 2 laps down, and he went down to 4 laps down. But I'm just going to take a quick look here to see how that all played out. All right, so the number 37, that's, I believe, Mark Hossenhauer, I believe. He's 15 laps down, so that's a big blow for him. And Fred Thompson in the 44, he is 5 laps down. Other than that, all these guys, the other 23 drivers, are on the lead lap, and I believe the pace car lights are off, Tom.
Yeah, pace car lights are off. Next time by, we will go green. If you're looking for Matt Delk in the number 91, the points leader right now, he is sitting all the way back in 19th position. So he is definitely going to take a hit if Bill Sutter can get up there and, basically race with the other front runners. In fact, Bill Sutter is right now sitting just in front of him. So they are step in tow. But Bill Sutter has that 5 bonus points locked away in the bank. But let's reset the top 5 for you right now. Yeah, Brett Stevens out front, Dave Matson in second, Chuck Germain in third, Dave Gibson in fourth. Rick Thompson had a good pit stop all the way up to 5th. But the field is now coming off of turn number 4, waiting for the pace car to make that hard left-hand turn, which it now does. Brett Stevens, let's see if he can do the magic Ron Hornaday start one more time. Dave Matson directly behind him now. Green flag is out. Brett Stevens tried to get a good jump, but it looks like Dave Matson definitely up to the task this time. Chuck Germain had a little bit of a problem getting up to speed. He is in third just behind him, but Dave Gibson unable to capitalize on his issue. Here we go. Dave Matson running a low line through 1 and 2. Coming off of turn 2, a little bit of a push. Had to lift a little bit. Brett Stevens going down the back straightaway. Once again, will hold serve by, looks like about 2 car lengths going into turn 3. 2 car length lead by the rookie. Rookie showing some poise out here with the veterans. Coming off of turn number 4, Brett Stevens still in the lead. Dave Matson looking for a kink in the rookie's armor. Unable to find it, but look, Brett Stevens pulling down low, trying to break the draft. Dave Matson holding it up high, going into turn 1. Dave Matson still didn't have the run to get to the inside of the rookie, so Brett Stevens basically showing the way here once again.
and they're roughly single file. Also, the number 42 of Chuck Geeman, I believe, is now coming in closer and closer to the number 086 of Steven. All these guys are running, and I think I just saw, I'm not sure, one of these cars blow up or have some sort of fluid, so it's going to be interesting to see who that was. Just looking, I think that was the number 73, and that would be Steve McDermott, so we're going to have to check that out for you. Hold on.
And while Chris checks that, I've got a breaking story here. Brett Stevens, electrical issues. The leader is now down on pit road. Dave Matson is now the leader. Chuck Germain in second place. Dave Gibson battling with Rick Thompson. Rick Thompson now taking over the third place position. So definitely a developing story here is the rookie leading this event, the Vision Sports Art 300. The rookie on live TV, RPMtv, basically suffered mechanical failure. So now with Dave Matson out front, you have Chuck Germain. Chuck Germain definitely looking to move up in the points. All he's got to do is get by the 0-9 coming off of turn 2. You want to talk about shakers and quakers? Look at Rick Thompson there. Rick Thompson blowing to the inside of Chuck Germain, now taking over second place. Setting sail for Dave Matson out there in the lead right now. Now, Chris, the rookie. Oh, we have a spin. The number 25 of Rick Thompson. Spun it coming off of turn 4. Carnage, baby, I'm telling you, smoke all over the place. Here comes the back. I see the 0-1 going by. I did see one other car involved trying to check and see what number that was. The 101 of Marshall Croft down in the grass. There are other cars involved in this. So it doesn't look like second place is too good. But Rick Thompson, bitter disappointment. Number 29, Rick Thompson. Heavy rear end damage, and his sponsor for the night looks like Vault Energy Drink. He must have had too much Vault coming off of turn 4 because it bolted him into the outside wall. Go for it, Chris.
All right, and I'm looking. Is one of those guys who were in the top 2, I believe. That was number 29 of Rick Thompson. So his family member, Fred Thompson, he also has some major rear damage. He was also involved in that. Brooks Day, tons of guys, just too many to count or even think about were involved in that. A lot of guys, even having minor damage from that, let alone being deeply involved in that wreck. But the number 29 of Rick Thompson, sponsored by Vault Energy Drink, he's in the pits. Also, we have the number possibly 101. I need to check his number. We have the 3 in the pits. The 3 car was hit big. And the number 29, he is taking right side tire. So he only has, not including, that he initially had on. So this is going to be a big blow to the 29 and all involved in that wreck in general. So see how these play this situation out.
Yeah, at this point, it looks like Dave Gibson and the Captain America Chevrolet also suffered some heavy damage on that incident coming off of turn 4. Remember, he was in 4th place when Rick Thompson basically spun and he threw up a smoke screen, and Dave Gibson got involved in that. Dave Gibson sitting down on pit road right now. Bitter disappointment for the Captain America Chevrolet. And I'm looking here, the 086 of Brett Stevens also suffering some bitter disappointment. He is being shown 3 laps down after the tremendous showing that he put on. Marshall Croft went in. He made some heavy left side damage or left side contact with the inside wall here at California Motor Speedway. He just turned the car left when he saw the smoke, got in the grass, and I got to tell you, with these slicks, grass and slicks don't mix. He went in and basically hammered the left side of his car up against the inside wall, so he went down pit road, had the damage repaired on that. But I'm looking through the field here. Our points leader, that'll be the number 91 of Matt Delk. Matt Delk, I do believe, is now just about in the top 10, showing 11th in the standings. So definitely a good running right now. And I'm looking down here for Mr. Sutter. That will be Bill Sutter. find out where he is in the standings. And I'm looking, and in fact, our point leader is now in front of Bill Sutter. Bill Sutter now running 12. So Matt Delk basically doing what he has to do to maintain the points lead. At this point, let me reset the top 5 for you. In first, we have Dave Matson in the 09 Vision Sports Art Dodge Charger. In second, Chuck Germain in the number 42 Hawaiian Airlines Chevrolet. In third, we have a new player. That'll be Ryan Mooney. And Ryan Mooney, I do believe, will be sponsored. And let me take a, looks like a Labatt's Blue, but let me just double check my list here. Looks like Brian Mooney will be in the Lennox sponsored Ford Fusion. Used to seeing him in a Chevrolet, now in a Ford. Okay, then we have in fourth the number 38, and that'll be W. Stakes. In fifth will be the 001, that'll be Brooks Day. Brooks Day always been strong, or basically been strong since the start of the race. Started up in like the top 10, now running in 5th place. So Brooks Day definitely doing a good showing for the Army of One Chevrolet. Now with that said, right now we are under caution. We are coming up to complete lap number 49. Start lap number 50. That means there are 75 laps to go. And remember, they can only run anywhere from 48 to 52 laps on fuel. So there's definitely going to be one more stop after this. And from the front runners, only thing I can see here, next time they stop, it's got to be 4 tires. They've already used up 1 set. So they're now on their 2nd set. That's 8 out of the 16 tires they have used. The pace car lights have gone out. We are going to go green on lap number 50 to start at lap number 51. So that means we roughly have about 74 laps to go before the end of the Vision Sports Art 300 here live on RPMtv. Now with that said, Chris Cunningham, the only thing I can say to you, it's been exciting up to this point. What should we expect to the end?
Well, we should still expect some intense racing. These guys are basically going to try and keep it patient until the last couple of laps. But just a quick few notables. The number 73, Steve McDermott, had some engine problems. He is out of the race. That happened right before the caution went out. Also, 5 laps down, which is a big blow to the rookie. That is the number 086 of Brett Stevens. So that basically gives him a hard chance of coming back on the lead lap and potentially winning the race. So that's a big blow to him in the Circuit City Pontiac. We're still under caution. Pace car lights are off. We are coming out at turn 4 right now. So number 09 of Dave Matson, he'll lead you back to the start. The pace car lights are, well, the pace car is heading down pit road, and then 09 of Dave Matson is getting ready for the start. He's got Chuck behind him. He put the hammer down, and they are off and away.
And with that, it looks like Dave Matson will basically drag race Chuck Germain down into turn 1. Chuck Germain definitely showing a lot of power in that Chevrolet. They will be nose to tail through 1 and 2. The question is, who will get the better run off of 2? It looks like Chuck Germain moving to the inside off of turn 2. Looks like Dave Matson got a little bit loose. Chuck Germain in the Hawaiian Airlines Chevrolet. Now to the inside. Dave Matson basically let him go. Said, look, you want to lead a lap? Go get it. Dave Matson now back in 2nd place. In 3rd, we still have Ryan Mooney. Ryan Mooney must have missed the shift on that initial start there. Lost several car lights. I'm talking about 10 or 15 from the lead too. Now we've got here in 3rd place, and that'll be the number 38, and that's the Quality Care Ford Fusion, and that'll be driven by, I'm checking down my list here, that'll be driven by Will Sykes. Will Sykes now going to the inside of Ryan Mooney. Ryan Mooney holding him off, holding the better line up off of turn number 2. But meanwhile, Chuck Germain, let's see how far he can go now that he's got the clean air on that Chevrolet. Dave Matson, he knows what 2nd place is like. He's been there most of the race, so he settles into 2nd place. Ryan Mooney in 3rd. Looks like Will Sykes in 4th. And rounding out the top 5, the number 59, that'll be Brian Wickham. And he's shown a lot of power in that Wickham Brothers Lumber Chevrolet. But just as I say that, going into turn number 1, look like Brian Mooney went up the track a little, but he's shown that the high side for his particular car definitely works for him. Chris, It's tight up here in the top 5 right now.
It is Tom and Will Sykes and the number 59. That is Brian Whitcomb. They are battling tight with the number 06. So these guys are, like right on each other's bumpers, and they are trying to get the job done. The number 06 is going inside of Matson, and the 06 is driven by Ryan Moody. And Moody right now is... Oh, he's actually falling back. The number 38 of Will Sykes just passed on the inside. And now the number 59, that is Brian Wickham. He is just successfully passed the number 06 of Brian Wickham. So I'd expect all of these positions in the top 10, let alone the whole field, to swap quite a lot in the race. So these guys are... Oh, no, there is contact between the 59, I think, and the 06 of Ryan Moody, so those guys have basically just got into their own little group, and that puts G-Man, Matson, and Will Sykes in the trio for the lead.
Yeah, and the contact that you're talking about, Chris, the number 59 of Brian Wickham coming off of turn 4, pushed a little bit, tapped the outside wall, came off the wall right down in front of the 06 of Ryan Mooney. Ryan Mooney had to lift the 001 of, I do believe it'll be Brooks Day. Brooks Day able to get by him. Brooks Day now setting sail for Brian Wickham. Brian Wickham has some damage on the outside of that Chevrolet. The question is, how far will Brooks Day go to get past the number 59? So move Brooks Day up there. We talked about him early on, qualified in the top 10, showing definitely a lot of power. But I do believe the yellow flag is out once again here at the California Motor Speedway. Trying to check and see what it was. Looks like Bill Sutter, second in points, having a problem going into turn number 1, trying to find out exactly what happened. As I go back through the replay, it looks like Bill Sutter is going to get some help from behind. From it looks like the J. Alberico automobile. Contact from behind. Bill Sutter hard into the outside wall. The number 83 also suffering some engine damage. So it doesn't look like being in the top 5 in points here tonight is advantageous to your career. Chris Cunningham, you're going to Richmond next week. If they have problems here, have problems there, they could be eliminated from the chase.
Yep, that's right, Tom. NJ Alberico's got huge front damage and front fender damage. So that's basically what happened to him. And some of the previous cars have gone out of this race. So I think it'll be pretty unlikely back on the track. His team will be getting him back on the track as soon as possible. So that's just a big blow to the 83 and J. Alberico, and he is sponsored by Michelob Light. So that's a shame for him, and that's a shame for Speed Mafia because they are currently, winning the team standings. But I just got word that we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We are on lap 58 of 125. You're watching RPMtv, the ASRL Cup Series, Vision Sports Art 300. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Vision Sports Art is where you'll find some of the best sports art on the net. Whether you're looking for NASCAR, NFL, NBA, or just a local high school football team, you'll find it at Vision Sports Art. Each picture is personally hand-drawn to perfection by an artist with an eye for detail. Are you looking for Earnhardt? How about Michael Jordan himself? From past to present, it's not out of reach. So head over to Vision Sports Art, where history and now come together as one.
For you. Sleight of hand and twist of fate on a bed of...
Hey, go! It's locked! Yeah. All right, let's go. Okay, seatbelts. Right. Yeah! This is so intense. Okay, gun it. Can't. Speed limit. Okay, we just robbed a bank.
Welcome back, race fans, to RPM TV and the coverage of the Vision Sports Art 300. And I got to tell you, working our fourth caution here, and it looks like Bill Sutter definitely having a bad night. Second in the points, just involved with the number 83, and that'll be Jay Albuquerque going into turn number 1. Pace car is over in turn 4 right now. Pace car lights are still on. Looks like Chuck Germain definitely in control here, but with the crafty veteran of the 09 of Dave Matson, the Vision Sports Art Dodge Charger sitting in second. In third, you'll have Will Sykes in the Quality Care Ford Fusion. Rounding out the top 4, you'll be the number 59, and that'll be Brian Wickham. I was surprised Brian Wickham didn't come down and at least get that right side damage repaired. He is still out there, and then rounding out our top 5 will be the 001 of Brooks Day, the Army of One Chevrolet sitting in 5th place. But with that said, I do see the number 83. He had some heavy smoke coming from that car. Did finally retire. Looks like Bill Sutter will be one lap down after that contact. And got to tell you, Chris, you tried to get a hold of Don Sutter. Look like the Sutter boys are definitely having some problems here tonight. And in fact, looking on the track right now, Bill Sutter, I think it's a Vega now. It's no longer the car he started to race with. The whole back end, it's either a Vega or a Pinto. I'm not sure, Chris, but it's looking ugly.
Yep, that's right, Tom. And the Sutter guys are trying to get their cars repaired. One of them's out of the race, like you mentioned. Don is out of the race. He's your pole sitter. But Bill is trying to get his work on. He does have some heavy rear damage, but he is trying to stay optimistic. He does not want to interview now because he's focused. So, I mean, I don't blame him. So hopefully we'll be able to interview one of them very soon. So we're going back to the restart. So, Tom, take it away.
Yeah, and at this point, it looks like Chuck Germain, definitely him and Dave Matson had a good restart last time, but Chuck Germain was behind Dave Matson. Let's see how it goes this time. Getting ready to take the green as they come down the front straightaway. Green flag is out. Dave Matson all over the back of Chuck Germain. Willie Spay, single file. Willie try to make the move down into turn number 1. We are starting lap number 61. Going into turn number 1, Chuck Germain holding the high line. Dave Matson directly behind him. Dave Matson going a little bit lower, but you got to remember, you have to hit 4th gear here going into turn number 1, or you will spin the car out. With that said, Dave Matson running a little taller gear than Chuck Germain. Chuck Germain able to pull away by 3 car lengths. Now they're off into turn number 3. It is still single file for the front 2. Back in 3rd, you have Will Stakes in the Quality Care Ford Fusion holding his own, but single file. Then you have Brian Wickham with the damage on the right side. And Brooks Day will round out your top 5 as they hit the line and start lap number 62, Chris.
And now a notable who just entered the top 10, that's the number 91 of Matt Delk. He is currently your points leader, and he is currently battling for 8th position with the number 30 of Swain. And right now they're just a little over 2 seconds behind the number 42 of Chuck Schumann. And there is, once again, you've seen this before, the long string of cars basically battling for 5th on. And currently 91 of Matt Delk trying to get all over the bumper of the number 6. I believe that might be Gibson. I believe, I'm not sure. But all these guys trying to battle, trying to gain more positions, and they're doing the exact same thing they've done the whole race, and that's trying to get to the front.
Yeah, and the before mentioned number 6 will be Dan Julian. Matt Delk trying to work over Dan Julian going into turn 3. Matt Delk holding a lower line. Dan Julian making a high entrance into turn number 3. Now we know why. Look at Matt Delk almost into the outside wall coming off of turn 4. We'll lose at least 3 or 4 car lengths on the number 6 of Dan Julian. Dan Julian right now sitting in the 7th place position. Just in front of him you have Ryan Mooney and the 001. The 001 of Brooks Day coming off of turn 2, close to that outside wall, just barely missed it. Ryan Mooney directly behind him trying to make a move, but it looks like Ryan Mooney definitely having some problems, at least coming off of turn number 2, pushing a little. In fact, correct me, looks like Ryan Mooney has gotten around the 001 of Brooks Day. Cars are closely resembled there, but Ryan Mooney's running a Ford. Brooks Day's running a Chevrolet. Tom, you should know better than that. But Ryan Mooney right now going into turn number 1, trying to track down Brian Wickham. Brian Wickham holding the center of the track. Ryan Mooney holding it up high. Look like that Ford Fusion may be pushing, but it looks like Brian Wickham pushing just a little more. Going down the back straightaway, looks like Ryan Mooney will make the move to the inside. Brian Wickham lifts and lets him go. Courtesy shown by the number 59. So Ryan Mooney moving up to 4th place as we stand right now. But it looks like the front 2 are still nose to tail. But I got to tell you, I love seeing Hawaiian Airlines out front. Makes me think of grass skirts and, well, never mind. I won't get into that Tyson Toll story. That's for another time. But Hawaiian Airlines, everybody wants to go Hawaii, Chris.
Trust me, that island feeling is great, and that's probably what Chuck Seaman's feeling right now near the sunny palm trees of Fontana, California. He's just coasting out there, but he knows that he has the number 09 of Matson, I believe, but he is all over the tail, and the 38 car of Will Sykes all there alone. The number 44 is being passed by the 42 of Chuck Seaman. There's going to be that traffic involved, and see how those guys get around him. They seem to be getting around the number 44 fine, but the number 59 is now aware that, you know, he has the damage on his car. So we are still under the green flag at lap 67 of 125. Chuck Seaman is now increasing his lead, but there is a yellow flag on the track.
Yeah, and trying to find out exactly what brought out the yellow. It looks like the number 49, and that'll be Mr. Turek. And I know I just butchered that name, but it looks like he had some contact. In fact, looks like going into turn number 3, the number 44 was also involved. Fred Taylor, they were trying to pass Fred Taylor. Oh, Rick Thompson. And it was Fred Thompson, Rick Thompson. And that car, sponsored by Volt, also got vaulted up into the outside wall. Many cars involved in this. The number 29 of Rick Thompson definitely eliminated. And there were several others. Heavy carnage over here in 3 and 4. And I got to tell you, Chris, Volt energy drink into Volt into the outside fence, not a good thing.
Yep, that's definitely not a good thing, and this brings the number 44 of Fred Thompson. I don't know how he's going to be able to, to stay. He's still live on the track, but I don't know. Tonight there just might be, something between the brothers or family members. I don't know how the Thompsons are related, but the Thompsons and the Sutters both experiencing the same types of problems, and right now the leaders are going down pit road, and there are tons of cars on pit road right now. I am looking at the number 24 car. The 24 car seems a little bit of damage. That's Jeff Perry. A lot of cars are out and away. It's going to be interesting to see who gets off pit road first. You see Sykes, you see Moody. We're going to clear that up for you in just a minute.
Yeah, and let's talk about some contact down there on pit road between Chuck Germain and it looks like Brooks Day in the 001. Chuck Germain pulled into his pit stall. It looks like Brooks Day cut it way too close. Make contact with Chuck Germain's right front fender. Looks like the crew was able to pull it out, but Brooks Day having all kinds of trouble getting into his pit stall. Excuse me, will lose several positions. In fact, I'm looking down the order to see Brooks is. Brooks Day will come out 2 positions behind Chuck Germain. But, definitely not what he wanted there, Chris.
Yeah, that was a huge blow to the number, the 001 of Brooks Day. He is currently right now scored in 5th, but that might not be official yet because of all the pit stops and everybody getting exchanged throughout the track. But we do know one thing, and that's the 09 car of Dave Matson. He is now your leader, but Chuck Germain is currently behind him in second place, but that does give the 09 car one thing, and that is 5 extra bonus points for leading a lap. Oh, the number 59 of Whitcomb is in second. You got in third place the 101 car of Marshall Croft. In the 38 in fourth, you have Will Sykes. And rounding out your top 5, you have Chuck Geeman in fifth. So that was a big blow to the former leader of this race, the number 42, Chuck Geeman.
Now, one thing we've got to mention, though, Dave Matson did not come in on that most recent caution. He may be playing the fuel mileage, hoping for one more caution, then he can put 4 fresh Goodyears on that Dodge Charger and have fresh tires at the end of this race. With most of the drivers, though, from what I've seen, this would only be their third set. They still have one more set of Goodyears down there in the pits. Maybe what Dave Matson's probably trying to hope for, you get an early caution here, go down and get 4 fresh Goodyears, and then later in the event, when everybody else is out there running around with the 4 fresh Goodyears, he's able to make it all the way back up to the front and, have one more set over everybody else. Looks like the number 09 of Dave Matson, the 59 of Brian Whitcomb, and the 101 of Marshall Croft, they all elected to stay out under this most recent caution. And in fact, coming through turns 3 and 4, the pace car is bringing the field. Pace car lights are still on, looking to see if the top 3 will even make a shoot down pit road. They're not going to, so at this point, they're out there, I'm going to say, with at least 15, possibly 20-lap-old tires. Let's see what Will Sykes can do with these drivers that are out there on some old Goodyears. Guarantee you, this California, the temperature right now, 102, it is still very hot, and the wind is still cranking up out of the west at 12 miles per hour. So, fresh Goodyears, they mean so much on the initial restart here that I don't think the top 3 will be able to hold them off. But, then again, I've seen it happen.
Speaking of stops, some of these guys, they might, it varies between each other, but some of them might have 1 set left, some of them might have 2. We don't know, but the thing right now, is to make sure that you do not overheat the tires or that, wear this set of tires out too early, because if it happens, then if you only have 1 set left, you're going to have a lot of trouble for the race. On the lead lap, retired from the race, we have Scott McDermott in the 70. Alberico. Fred Thompson is 5 laps down. His brother Rick Thompson's out of the race. Dave Holdsworth is out, as well as Rick Turkic. And Swain and Bill Sutter are both 1 lap down. So, we're coming out of turn 4. These guys are ready to go back to green flag racing here at the ASRL Cup Series of Vision Sports Art 300. This is the Sunday night Cup Series, I believe. And the pace car just took the hard left turn, and it's going to be Dave Matson who's leading them down to the field. He put the hammer down. He's got Wickham on his tail, but he gets a great start on that restart. So he definitely got about maybe 5 to 10 car lengths over the 59 of Whitcomb. So he's going to turn 1, and things are definitely looking good for the number 09 of Dave Matson.
Yeah, and you want to talk about looking good? Let's talk about snoozers. Brian Wickham, he was snoozing on the initial green flag start there. He has lost, I'm going to say, a good 10 to 12 car lengths on Dave Matson. But going through turns 3 and 4, it looks like Brian Wickham definitely pulling back up to him. I'm looking at the number 101. That'll be Marshall Croft. Marshall Croft definitely looking very loose coming off of turn 4. Basically lost the draft to the number 59. But you're looking back here, the battle for 5th place or 4th place right now. Chuck Germain with the fresh Goodyears on there, able to get by Will Sykes in the Quality Care Ford Fusion. Try to say that 10 times fast. But, able to move up to the 4th place position. Now let's see how quick it takes him to get up to the front 3 and basically, slide through them like a hot knife through butter. But, at this point, it'll be nose to tail, the front 5. Chuck Germain basically tracking down the front three, and he is doing it, handily. As we go into turn number one, here comes Chuck Germain on the back of the number 101, and that'll be Marshall Croft. Marshall Croft right behind Brian Wickham. Brian Wickham showing that Chevrolet's got some power, but he still has some damage to the right side where he hit the wall early on. Marshall Croft right now, he's basically doing what I call the death wobble down the back straightaway, trying to hold it straight. Oh, but here's Brian Wickham all the way down on the apron. Slides back up, might get the outside wall off turn number 4. No, saved it. Marshall Croft will get the run to the inside with the help of Chuck Germain. So second place has now changed hands. Marshall Croft in second, Chuck Germain going for third right now, side by side with Brian Wickham. Brian Wickham not content with giving it up, but going through 1 and 2. Fresh Goodyears versus old Goodyears. Oh, we're getting close on the back straightaway. Chris, I'm telling you, temperatures going up inside the car and outside the car.
Yep, tensions are rising between these guys. And just a quick notable, in 6th place, Matt Delk. He's just got into the swing of things there. And they're coming over the line, going to lap 76 of 125. And that's basically possibly a little bit more than halfway. So Dave Matson is a tenth of a second ahead of Croft, and this is great racing. But if you think this is great racing, wait till you see these drivers get on the last of the tires. Oh, and the number 42 ducking down low. That's Chuck Zeman. He just passed the number 09 of Dave Matson. Matson is going deep into the field, and the number 101 of Marshall Croft, he is still in second for the time being. They crossed the line at lap 77. It's Croft, Sykes, Matson, Delk, and Day trying to chase down the leader, and that's the number 42 of Chuck Zeman.
Yeah, Chuck Zeman, I'm telling you, went by Marshall Croft like he was standing still, and then looked like Dave Matson in those old tires, unable to mount any kind of defense last lap by going through turn 2. So Chuck Zeman basically just went through him, like I said, hot knife and butter, took over the lead. Now you have Will Sykes behind him. Marshall Croft still showing some power in the 101. Now you have this 001 of Brooks Day taking over 4th place over our point leader of Matt Delk. Matt Delk, though, not content with losing 4th place, drives it deep into turn number 1. He's way up there in no man's land. But, he's still showing that there's even grip on the outside, but Brooks Day able to complete the pass on Matt Delk to take over 4th place. But out front, the only thing I can tell you, Chuck Zeman, Hawaiian Airlines, he is flying high, baby.
That's right, but he's got Will Sykes in the number 38 right on his tail. Sykes is a little over 2/10 behind the number 42 of Zeman, but Sykes trying to utilize that high line. And there is a car, I believe, on the lower side of the track. I don't know, I'm going to have to check that out. But Sykes and Zeman trying to catch up. And there is a yellow on the track, so we're going to have to clear that up for you. Tom, take it away.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Mooney in the 06 Lennox Ford Fusion coming off of turn 4. Just got it a little loose. It'll be a one-car spin. Just barely taps the outside wall with the left front fender. But, the official said we'll have none of that. We're going to throw one more caution. So for our 6th caution tonight, it will be a one-car incident. The 06 of Ryan Mooney looping it coming off of turn number 4. Some minor left front damage on that Ford Fusion, but that will bring out our 6th caution. At this point, set the top 5 for you. Have Chuck Zeman in first, Will Sykes in second, Marshall Croft in third, the 001 of Brooks Day in 4th, and our points leader, the 91 of Matt Dirk, now in 5th place. And I do believe they have a lot of leaders coming down pit road. In fact, I'm looking here. Looks like Brian Wickham in the Wickham's Brothers Lumber Chevrolet now on pit road along with Marshall Croft. Brian Wickham putting right side tires on that Chevrolet. Looks like they possibly could go 4 tires. Yes, the crew is running around. Left side tires now going on the Chevrolet. Looking up just in front of him, I do believe that Marshall Croft looked like he only took 2 right side tires. I mean, we're going to have to check with this crew, but it possibly only 2 tires stopped for him. I do see Ryan Mooney also down on pit road in the Lennox Ford getting 4 tires on that Ford Fusion. Everybody getting set, and that is the last pit stop for most of these drivers. Remember, they can go 48 to 52 laps. We are now working lap number 80 of 125, so that could be the last yellow stop that we have for most of these drivers. And from what I'm hearing, a lot of these drivers stayed out. So, Chris, strategies being played everywhere.
That's right, and just a quick update. The number 30 of Jason Swain, he's riding in the Bud Light 30 car for Steel Horse Racing. He's the lucky dog, so he will get the free pass, and he will be on the lead lap. So that currently brings, that would bring 17 cars on the lead lap. So that means 17 guys have a chance to win, and we're going on lap 81 of 125. And to round out your top 5 right now, we got the number 42, and that is Chuck Geeman. In the 38, we got Sykes. In the 001, we got Brooks Day. In the number 91, we got your points leader, just crept in there, that's Matt Delk. And in the number 6, we have Dave Julian. So pace car lights are still on, so we've still got a lot of racing ahead of us. These guys just trying to take it slow and figure out what their pit strategy is to make it to the end of the race.
Yeah, and at this point, there is one driver that we didn't discuss at all. The 09 of Dave Matson, Division Sports Art Dodge Charger. He did also come down pit road, 4 tires on that Dodge Charger. He is ready to go. In fact, I was listening in on communication with the team, and he basically told them, you know, this felt perfect, exactly what I need to possibly win the event here for not only my team sponsor, but for the race sponsor. And like I said early on, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to look at some fabulous artwork and a very talented artist, Dave Gibson, please take a moment, go over to visionsportsart.com and check out the artwork that David Gibson does over there. But, you know, the one thing I do want to tell you, as far as if you're looking for a league, a good league to get into, hey, check ASRL out and, you know, see what they have going on over there. At this point, they run 7 days a week, $25 a year for 7 days a week, and I think there's like 10 different series. I'm telling you, it's tremendous. 150 members, 150 different people you could race with on any given night. So please take a moment, go over to ASRL.com, check out the website, check out the rules, everything, sign up, have some fun with Rick and all the guys over there. Rick, Dave, tell them that Tom over at RPMtv sent you, and, you know, hey, you too could be a part of their next broadcast that they could have here on RPMtv. But with that said, let's get back to some racing here. We have just completed lap number 81, starting lap number 82. So that basically puts us about puts us about 43, 45, or 43, 44 laps from the end. So I'm going to set the top 5 for you. In first, you have the Hawaiian Airlines Chevrolet driven by Chuck Jimin. Then you have the number 38 of Will Sykes and the Quality Care Ford Fusion, a little Dale Jarrett throwback paint scheme on that car running in second. The 001, the Army of One, Brooks Day, and the Army Chevrolet in third. In fourth, you have the 91, our points leader, Matt Delk, out there. In fifth, you have Dan Julian in the number 6. That is the top 5 as we sit right now. And Chris, I am going to give you the honor, sir. Looks like we are ready to crank them up one more time as the pace car has the field in between 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. And this restart's going to be pretty interesting since Matson is not in first or second on the restart. So it's going to be interesting to see what Sykes and Human will do on the start, because it was either Matson in front or Matson in second on the restart. So that this could possibly be an interesting restart. The pace car is going down pit road, and G-Man has put the hammer down. Sykes got also a pretty good restart as well. And they're basically all single file for the most part as they're heading down into turn 1. Chuck G-Man currently heading into turn 1, staying on the low line, which is a pretty good content spot for him. Nice exit from, out of turn 2, and Sykes is close behind it, but I wouldn't say, right behind him. And they're heading into turn 2. G-Man, Sykes, and Brooks Day just coming in the picture. So Brooks, Day, and Will Sykes trying to catch up to the number 4 G-Man. Crossing the line to lap 84 of 125, and it is Chuck G-Man who is 3/10 ahead of the number 38 of Will Sykes, and he is just half of the 001 of Brooks Day. And lastly, the number 91, he is just 7/10 ahead of the points leader, Matt Delk.
Matt Delk right now going into turn number 3, making an outside move on the 001. That'll be Brooks Day. It's definitely high road and really hard to pass on the outside here. Coming off of turn number 4, Matt Delk gets to the outside once again. And as you see at California Motor Speedway, if you can stay up on the high line as well as the cars in front of you, the draft does come into effect. As you see, Brooks Day right now just relinquished third place to, it looks like Matt Delk. Matt Delk still running the high line through 1 and 2. Coming off of turn number 2, he's able to keep the RPMs up higher. But I'm not seeing anybody in the top 5 yet able to do anything with Chuck Jamin. Chuck Jamin out front. Will Sykes, basically just following his tire tracks. Matt Delk is running a line all to himself, but it looks like the the AMD Dodge Charger of Matt Delk may be pushing a little coming off of the corners, so that's definitely going to hurt him. But I'm looking to see what happened to Brooks Day. Brooks Day was running 4th. Now he's back to 5th. Is Dan Julian able to get around him to take over the 4th place position, and trying to look back through the field to see where the 09 is of Dave Matson. Restarted back there in, I do believe, 11th or 12th position, and right now running in 10th. The next victim to him, I do believe, will be Fred Wolf in the 111 coming off of turn number 4. Fred Wolf directly behind, I'm going to say that'll be Jeff Perry in the number 24 Coca-Cola Chevrolet hitting the line. But here comes, looks like T. Messi making the move on Jeff Perry. Jeff Perry trapped to the high side. Here comes Dave Matson. Dave Matson picking up the 9th place position coming off of turn number 2. And Dave Matson now setting his sights on Tia Messi. Tia Messi running in, I do believe that will be the 8th place position. So Dave Matson, he's coming, and he's coming in a hurry here, Chris.
Not only in the front, well, actually, in 4th place, we have a battle for 4th, 5th, and Day and DJ Turner to get in on the side of the 6th of Julian, but it was close, but there was no cigar. Julian able to keep 4th place. He's trying to even work on Sykes now in the 38 Ford Fusion there, but it wouldn't hurt to try again, but, Day just can't get around the 6th, and the 6th desperately ahead and trying to reach the 38 because 38's been in 3rd quite some time, and I think that 6th can really change. And also sneaking back there in number 48 is Turner. Oh, and Brooks Day is able to get under the number 6 of Julian 3 times the charm. We are on lap 89 of 125, and Chuck Jamin is still your leader, followed by Matt Delk and Will Sykes. And we're still battling for Ford. Brian Day and the number 6. Oh my goodness, there's that 44 car, Fred Thompson. Man, they scared me out to death there. But now Brian Day, oh my gosh, 3 wide for 2nd. It's Delk in the lead now. And now Brian Day in the 001 has got 2nd. Sykes has got 3rd. Jamin's been pushed back to 4th. DJ Turner's Oh my gosh, this is so confusing. So much action here.
As you see Chris take the oxygen tank from me, they are still 3 wide. You see, looks like Brooks Day on the bottom. Chuck Germain in the middle, making the move on not only Brooks Day, but Will Sykes. Chuck Germain came up on the back of the number 44. That'll be Fred Thompson, and had to lift out of the gas. That created our 3 wide controversy right there. But meanwhile, he's trying to catch up to our points leader, the AMD Dodge Charger, Matt Delk. Matt Delk showing some power going into the lead. Here we go. Will Sykes on the inside of Chuck Germain. Chuck Germain running the high line, able to take over second place. Will Sykes now under battle from the army of one. That'll be Brooks Day. Brooks Day trying to make the move for third place going into turn 3. He will be side by side with Will Sykes. Will Sykes, if he watches what everybody else will be doing, he'll hold the high line. In fact, Will Sykes does. Brooks Day trapped on the low side, no help whatsoever. But meanwhile, up front, we have a battle coming up for the lead. Chuck Germain, definitely not happy about that lap car. Basically balking and going through 3 and 4. Tracking down Matt Delk. Matt Delk, our points leader, showing why he's the points leader, pouncing in any given moment, took over the lead when he saw the problems up there. But let's give a call to Fred Thompson, though. Number 44, where was he going to go? This is California, baby. So basically he just got, like the tofu in the sandwich. But meanwhile, we have a battle up front here. Chuck Germain to the inside of Matt Delk across the line. Chuck Germain takes over the lead. Once again, Matt Delk back to second, and Brooks Day now solidly in third.
And this is just intense racing action, so definitely sign up for ASRL. They've got top quality drivers, and there is just so much action going on. And Division Sports Art 300 is off to a great 23 laps to 125 laps of the race, and Matt Delk trying to regain his lead back. And I believe we may be going to commercial shortly, so we might need to take it away in just a second. But Chuck Germain is still your leader, followed by Delk, Day, Sykes, and the 09 now of Dave Matson.
Okay, at this point, we are working lap number 94 coming up to complete. Lap number 94 start, lap number 95. We have Chuck Germain up front. We have Matt Delk in second. Brooks Day now in third as they cross the line going down into turn number 1. There will be a battle for second between Brooks Day and I do believe that'll be Matt Delk in AMD Athlon Dodge Charger coming off turn 2. That battle is settled. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go to commercial break here from the Vision Sports Art 300 and come back live for the conclusion of this event.
And now, the prize bouquet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Way Too Much Cologne Wearer.
Mr. Way Too Much Cologne Wearer.
Like a bullhorn, your cologne announces your every arrival, 4 blocks before you get there.
Here he comes now.
Here a splish, there a splash. Everywhere a splish splash. You don't stop till every square inch of manhood is covered.
Everywhere a splish splash.
Overslept and haven't got time to shower? Not to worry. You've got 4 gallons of cologne and a plan. So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, Mr. Way Too Much Cologne Wearer, because we think we smell a winner.
Mr. Way Too Much Cologne Wearer.
Do you find yourself bored and looking for a new hobby to get into? Or are you looking for a website with up-to-date auto racing news and information? Well, I found one for you. It's TimTerryOnline.com. At TimTerryOnline.com, we're crazy about the sports card hobby, as well as auto racing. Whether it be the big leagues in NASCAR or the Northeast racing scene, we've got something for you. So take some time and check out our selection of sports cards and supplies, and read up on the latest news at TimTerryOnline.com, the official home of Internet sim race broadcaster Tim Terry. That's TimTerryOnline.com.
Welcome back, race fans, to Division Sports Art 300, brought to you by the ASRL.com Cup Series. And I got to tell you, that side-by-side is some neat stuff. I basically called as cool as the other side of the pillow. You want to talk about what else is cool as the other side of the pillow? Look at the 09 of Dave Matson. Dave basically came when we left for commercial break. He came out of nowhere, took over third place. Now he just took over first place and basically beat back the Army. He has single-handedly cruised through the field and now taken over the lead. So let's reset the field for you. Dave Matson in first. Brooks Day in second. Chuck Germain all the way back to third now. Will Sykes in fourth. And the 101 of Marshall Croft, you got to give a call out to him early on tonight. He had heavy damage on his car, hit the outside wall once, then hit the inside wall with his car, now all the way back up into fifth place. But meanwhile, we have a battle here for third place. Well, was a battle. Third place is now not a battle. It looks like Will Sykes able to get by Chuck Germain. Chuck Germain pushed, but Will Sykes coming off of turn number 4 just did the tail end slap on the turn 4 wall. So here comes Chuck Germain taking over third one more time, going down into turn number 1. That completes lap number 101. They're working lap 102. So you're looking at roughly 23, 24 laps left to go in this event. And Dave Matson, the only thing I can say, Chris, cruise control.
Yeah, this race is getting more exciting by the minute. It's almost like a reality TV show, but reality check right now. We are having a battle for 6th between the 48 of, well, it's not a battle anymore. The 6th place is now DJ Turner, and he's on a roll. He is now past Marshall Croft, who was in 5th place. So now DJ is in 5th place, and look where he is now. He is all over the 42 and the 38 right now of Sykes and G-Man. So he is on fire. I don't know what he's done, but DJ Turner is now on fire. He is trying to get his car ready to go. Now there might be a yellow flag because Marshall Croft has just forfeited from the race. So Tom Hoffman here is going to set everything up for you guys.
Yeah, it looks like Dan Julian going in, battling Marshall Croft going into turn number 1. Looks like the Fresca Dodge Charger basically pushed up, and Marshall basically became, I'm not going to say Croft, but he was actually wall filler. Turn number 1, hard into the outside wall, nose first. Marshall Croft is done from this event. Heavy engine damage, had to retire that car from this event. So chalk up another one. Looks like we're working caution number 7. And the leader right now will be Dave Matson. And Dave Matson, even if he comes down pit road right now and puts on 4 fresh Goodyears, he's still in the catbird seat. He just put on his 3rd set last time by, or excuse me, a 2nd set. Now he can put on his final set of Goodyear stickers in the pits, which we do see him coming down pit road right now. So Dave Matson, along with Brooks Day, just about side by side coming down pit road. Remember, Brooks Day's already made contact with one driver early on entering the pits, and I know Dave Matson, he is pitting farther up pit road. So Brooks Day not really sure why he's getting to the right side of Dave Matson. He will have to stop, which you see him stop there. Brooks Day slides into his pit stall, overshoots his pit stall one more time, backs it up. Crew goes around to the right side of the U.S. Army Chevrolet. Right side tires are going on. Coming around to the left side, you know left side tires are going on. This will be the last green flag pit stops for most of these drivers. Brooks Day now pulling out of pit road. He will bypass Will Sykes going down pit road. Also bypass, I do believe that'll be Bill Sutter. Bill Sutter now goes, Bill Sutter one lap down, I do believe, or is on the lead lap right now. So at this point, the one car that did get out in front of Brooks Day will be Dave Matson. So Dave Matson will become the leader once the rest of the cars out here on the track basically go in. The only one I see out there is the number 30 of Jason Swain. He did pick up 5 bonus points, and he is running a little off the pace. But Chris, I got to tell you, this is going to be one heck of a finish here for the ASRL Cup Series.
Yep, that's right, Tom, and there's some good news here. The number 03, the Vision Sports Art car of Gibson, he was one lap down. He was just granted the Lucky Dog free pass, so that's got to be great news for him. So now you'll be seeing when we come back to the restart, 16 guys on the lead lap, and remember Marshall Croft, he was up there running, but he got involved in that caution. He is out of the race, and the number 44, who you've seen, unfortunately, a lot this evening, that's Fred Thompson, I believe. He's 7 laps down. And also, if you remember from earlier on in the race, the 086 of Brett Stevens, he is 61 laps down, and the 37 of Mark Eisenhower, he is close to 80 laps down. So all these guys, you know, maybe it's attrition, because the attrition rate for this race tonight is going through the roof with all these cautions, but these guys are picking up some valuable points, and I don't blame them for staying on the track.
Absolutely. And attrition, believe it or not, at California Motor Speedway, you have to have the setups on these cars so loose that, you know, spinning coming off the corner, it is almost customary here at California Motor Speedway. But, there have been a handful of drivers out here that have shown the ability to master this track. Dave Matson would be one. Looks like Brooks Day, he has a good setup under that car. We're looking at, I do believe, the number 48. That'll be Dennis Turner, if I'm correct. Let me go down my list here. That'll be Dennis Turner. He is driving the Logitech Chevrolet, now sitting in 3rd place as soon as the number 28 pits. You know, he is looking stronger and stronger as the night goes on. Yeah, Matt Delk, the points leader, sitting right now in 6th place, but I'm looking up front here, and I do believe the number 28, and that'll be Brian Collins. He is not going to pit road. He is going to stay out on the track one more lap. So Brian Collins driving I do believe that'll be the Speed Mafia, or the Flying Ace Dodge Charger. He is now leading this event, and I'm checking to see if the caution light is still on. No, the caution light has gone off. Next time by, we will go green. Brian Collins sitting out here with some older tires on there. Dave Matson should be able to dispatch with him with ease. But yet again, we've seen it before. Get a car up there, and I'm looking right now, the 44 just to the inside of the 001. That'll be Fred Thompson. He has just been put in the wrong place just about every time the leaders have gone by him. He's up here right now racing to get one of his laps back, but I'm sure race officials have told him when the green flag comes out, just drop to the apron and let these guys race for the win. In fact, we are working lap number 107 of 125 coming up to complete lap number 7. So we are looking at right now, I'm going to say 18 laps to go. Chris, business is about to pick up.
Okay, well, we are on lap 107 of 125. We are just seconds away from the restart. The pace car light heading down pit road. We have the number 28 of Brad Collins. And look who's in second on the restart. It's the 09 of Dave Matson. And Collins has just put the hammer down. He's got a great restart. And also Matson right on his tail again. So this is going to be a pretty interesting restart. Now, if you've looked at some of the battles throughout the race, you haven't seen, these battles. And speaking of battles, look at Day and Turner. They are just coming out of nowhere because all these guys are on their last set of tires, so they have nothing to lose. 3 wide now. Oh man, we got Brooks, Day, we got Matson, we got Collins, and there is a lot of shuffling going on. Day's trying to get the lead. Collins is going back. Matson and Siemens is now in the picture. So Dave's going to lead this lap, so that'll make it lap 109 to 25. So we got like roughly 16 laps to go. So Tim Terry, this is getting pretty intense.
Well, I don't know who Tim Terry is, but that is Tom Hoffman. And Tim Terry, eat your heart out. Almost 4 wide that last lap, going off of turn number 2. We have got side-by-side for second place. Dave Matson to the high side, Chuck Geeman to the inside. Chuck Geeman also going to make the pass, but Dave Matson definitely not giving up. Brooks Day is liking what he's seeing out the rear view mirror. Brooks Day may come away with the victory here tonight, but hey, we've got too many laps to be calling who's going to be doing what here. But at this point, they just crossed the line starting lap number 110. 15 laps to go. Top 3 nose to tail. In fact, Brooks Day holding the low line. Chuck Geeman moving from the high line to the low line, trying to get to the inside. Dave Matson not sure where to go at this point. Then you have Dan Julian in the Fresca Dodge Charger back there looking to size up Dave Matson. Chuck Geeman now takes the lead going into turn 3. Dave Matson looking for a way by. Coming up off of turn number 4. Dave Matson drove it hard off of turn number 4. Almost got the outside wall. But here we go. Brooks Day now sizing up Chuck Geeman as they go down the front straightaway. You call it, Chris. Who's got the advantage here?
Well, looking at it right now, and let me just tell you real quick, when you're watching exciting racing, you can definitely mix up your partner's name when you're broadcasting this. But now Geeman's in the lead, and he's really content in the lead. But if Matson gets second, he will definitely try and reel in Geeman, from what I know. But Brooks Day is still hanging on there in second. He's doing a great job. All these guys really mastered the setups. You got Geeman, Day. Then you got Matson, Julian, and the 38 of Sykes rounding out your top 5. And then the points leader, Matt Delk, is in 6th. Now, Brooks Day, is basically constantly going to the inside trying to pass Geeman, and usually has worked the third time around for him, and that's happened on quite a few occasions so far in the race. But Geeman really extending his lead a little bit now over the 001 car, maybe trying to extend a little bit of a gap here. Geeman's doing great, but actually the fastest lap of the day is held by the 101 car, and that is Marco Croppa. He's out of the race, and Tom Hoffman, there might have been a little bit of contact somewhere on the racetrack.
Yeah, and it wasn't contact from car to car. It was contact from car to wall. Dave Matson on the outside of Dan Julian in the Fresca Dodge Charger, trying to make that outside line through turn 4 work. We've seen it all night. Outside on turn 4, very tight, and it got so tight, he narrowed up that Dodge Charger, bounced it off the outside wall, fell all the way back. I'm showing him right now in 7th place at the tail end of this lead pack. So it looks like right now Chuck Geeman, he is leading this event. Brooks Day not content to sit in second. He is trying to track him down, unable to at this point. And then you got Dan Julian. We called his name a few times here tonight, but he is showing power right now coming to the late stages of this event, running in 3rd. In 4th, we have Matt Delk. That'll be the points leader in the AMD Dodge Charger. He is sitting back there just content to add up the points, looking through the field right now to see where Bill Sutter is. Bill Sutter, second in points, running in 15th, so Matt Delk will definitely gain more points. Then you have sitting behind Matt Delk will be Walt Sykes. Walt Sykes just holding position. Right behind him you have Dennis Turner in the Logitech Chevrolet. But as they come up on the back of, should we call Fred Thompson Mr. Excitement over here or what? They just passed him one more time, put him 7 laps down. But every time the leaders have gone by him, he's made for some exciting moments. But at this point, Chuck Jimenez is leading this field. Brooks Day sitting in second. The battle looks like it's getting ready to form up for a third-place runner, and that'll be Dan Julian as the points leader. Matt Delk now pulling up on the back of him as they hit the line, complete lap number 115, start lap number 116. 10 laps to go.
That's right, Tom. 10 laps to go. These drivers now pushing the pedal to the metal, taking no prisoners. And now this is the time where they're starting to realize, how can I get to the front as quick as possible? These guys probably going to do whatever it takes to try and get the win here. Again, you even have your points leader, Matt Delk, in fourth, all over the number 6 of Dave Julian. And also in front of Dave Julian, you got the rookie, the 01 car, Brian Day. Remember, he has the rookie strips on the back of his car. He is doing an awesome job today controlling that car from damage. And he's ducking in the inside like he usually has done. He's trying to get all over G-Man, and G-Man has just been content all race long in the front of the pack. And those two trying to break away from the points leader and Julian. And the 001 car of, I believe that's Day. He is just trying to get a huge run so he can get to the bumper of 42 and potentially make a pass for the lead. We are on lap 118 of 125, and the 001 car is just a little under 2/10, and now you just see the number 6 car of Julian all over his bumper. We have a little bit left. We got like 7-8 laps to go roughly, and the 001 car of Dace trying to get into the lead, but we got the number 42, and that is Keenan. He's just shutting the door on him, and now Julian wants a piece of the action, so he's all over Day. So Tom, I think this is going to make for an exciting finish.
Absolutely, and the battle right now was for second place just about a moment ago. Looked like Julian wanted to get the inside of Day, and in fact, Day was looking for a little sunlight, to poke his Chevrolet up on the inside of Mr. G-Man. Mr. G-Man just holding the pretty line. Now, is that like an oxymoron? Day looking for sunlight? Who knows? Coming up to 7 laps to go here. G-Man is holding the lead. Brooks Day looking for the win, but looks like off of turn number 4. Brooks Day definitely losing a little bit of time to Jamin. Then you have Dan Julian sitting back there in third trying to size up Brooks Day. Once again coming up on another lap vehicle, and I do believe that'll be the Captain America Chevrolet of our sponsor for tonight, which would be VisionSportsArt.com. That'll be Dave Gibson. Dave Gibson going 1 lap down, but the battle is still for the second and third spot. Looks like Jamin is pulling away ever so slightly. Coming off of turn 4, he's definitely got the measure of Brooks Day. But as I say that, Brooks Day getting a little bit closer, but he's getting closer to the wall too. Looks like he's got a push going on. Then you have Dan Julian falling back from Brooks Day right now, falling back into the clutches of Matt Delk. Matt Delk is definitely the points leader going into the event here tonight. Looks like he will add to his points advantage over, looks like Bill Sutter. Bill Sutter still sitting way back there, 14th place position right now, getting ready to come up to lap number 121 complete. 4 laps to go as they come off of turn number 4. They'll come down the front straightaway here shortly and complete lap number 121. Start lap number 122. 4 laps to go here in the VisionSportsArt.com 300.
And I'm just going to tell you, viewers, one thing. That number 44 of Thompson, I'm just going to let you know, you're going to see him at least one more time here on RPMtv. These leaders are rapidly approaching on Thompson, so I don't know when they will catch him, but if they do catch him, that definitely will alter the race and possibly could decide the race. We got G-Man and Day, and then there's a little gap between Julian and the number 91, the points leader, Matt Delk. And then in a whole separate group, we got Sykes and Turner battling for 5th and 6th. So we're just got 3 laps to go, and G-Man and Day are trying to chase away from the field. But most importantly, they're trying to chase away from themselves.
And at this point, we are working lap number 123, so 2.5 laps left to go. Brooks Day all over the back of Jermaine trying to make the pass. Going into turn number 3, looks like Brooks Day able to hold it on the low side, trying to get back to the gas a little better. But once he does get back into the gas, he pushes to the outside wall where Jermaine is basically arcing the car in higher, hitting the apex and just driving off real smooth. But as they hit the line, you've got 2 laps left to go. Here we go, the number 44, high up against the wall. In fact, I'm hearing Chris yell in my ear over here. There goes Fred Thompson, watch him. But coming off of turn number 2, leaders are successfully by Fred Thompson. Brooks Day still directly behind our leader, coming into turn number 3. Brooks Day holding the low line. Jermaine basically able to come off the corner a little lower. They're coming up. White flag. Chris, take us to the end of the Vision Sports Art 300, buddy.
This is it. It is lap 125 of 125. It has been a great 300 miles of racing action, but we have the 42 and the 001 of G-Man and Day who are going to be battling for the win. G-Man is shutting the door all over the 001 a Day. They're going down the back straightaway. This is the last chance Day will be able to pass G-Man, and he's probably going to duck low, but, you know, G-Man has got that edge on him being in the lead. So it looks like it is all G-Man here so far. Day flies into the wall. Oh, so that makes G-Man your winner for the ASRL Cup Series Vision Sports Art 300.
Oh, and you want to talk about tremendous. Went from second to 4th. Brooks Day gave it everything he had. In fact, he gave it the right front fender, the right tire, right spindle, everything. He left it all in turn number 4. But tonight's winner will be Chuck Jermaine, driving the Hawaiian Airlines the Hawaiian Airlines, looks like, I'm going to say Chevrolet, to victory here in the VisionSportsArt.com 300, brought to you by ASRL.com, their Cup Series. You want exciting action? Go over there. Check them out, ASRL.com. If you want to race like the true racers do, this is what it's all about here. Chuck Jermaine coming to the start-finish line will basically burn the hide off the Chevrolet here in his victory celebration as he noses it up to the line. Smokes them up. Here we go, baby. Burn them up. So with that, we'll be right back here on RPM TV with tonight's post-race show of the VisionSportsArt.com 300.
Vision Sports Art is where you'll find some of the best sports art on the net. Whether you're looking for NASCAR, NFL, NBA, or just a local high school football team, you'll find it at Vision Sports Art. Each picture is personally hand-drawn to perfection by an artist with an eye for detail. Are you looking for Earnhardt? How about Michael Jordan himself? From past to present, it's not out of reach. So head over to Vision Sports Art, where history and now come together as one.
For you. Sleight of hand and twist of fate on a bed of...
Hey, go! Go, 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 go! It's locked! Yeah. All right, let's go. Okay, seatbelts. Right. Yeah! This is so intense. Okay, gun it. Can't. Speed limit. Okay, we just robbed a bank.
Nothing like a night sitting back and watching Sky, eh?
Shooting star. I saw it first. Well, you'd better make a wish then.
So what did you wish for?
TUI, making wishes come true since 1889.
And now, the bride's bouquet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Way Too Much Cologne Wearer.
Mr. Way Too Much Cologne Wearer.
Like a bullhorn, your cologne announces your every arrival. 4 blocks before you get it. Here a splish, there a splash, everywhere a splish splash. You don't stop till every square inch of manhood is covered.
Everywhere a splish splash.
Overslept and haven't got time to shower? Not to worry. You've got 4 gallons of cologne and a plan.
Going on.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, Mr. Way Too Much Cologne Wearer. Because we think we smell a winner.
Mr. Way Too Much Cologne Wearer.
Do you find yourself bored and looking for a new hobby to get into? Or are you looking for a website with up-to-date auto racing news and information? Well, I found one for you. It's TimTerryOnline.com. At TimTerryOnline.com, we're crazy about the sports card hobby, as well as auto racing. Whether it be the big leagues in NASCAR or the Northeast racing scene, we've got something for you. So take some time and check out our selection of sports cards and supplies, and read up on the latest news at TimTerryOnline.com, the official home of Internet sim race broadcaster Tim Terry. That's TimTerryOnline.com.
Welcome back, race fans, and the only thing I can say is, wow. VisionSportsArt.com, 300 tonight, brought to you by ASRL.com, the racing league. The Cup division usually runs on Wednesday night, ran here tonight on Sunday night, California Motor Speedway. Not only was the temperature hot, the track hot, but, you know, the winner was so hot that he was taken down to the infield care center to be given some fluids, but we were able to catch up to Dan Julian, and I do believe, Chris, you are trackside. Go ahead, Chris.
Yep, that's right, Tom. I'm here with third place finisher, I believe, Daniel Julian in the number 6 Fresca car, I believe. Daniel, how did the temperature affect your setup and your racing out there today? Because it was scorching.
Oh, it was 102 degrees out there today, Chris, and let me tell you, I had to take some tape off because, you know, in practice, the whole Speed Mafia team, we were struggling there trying to keep up with the temperature.
Oh, I'm sorry, you were second place finisher, remember, because the double one car of Ryan Day, he did hit that wall, so congratulations on second, Daniel. And we do know that you were locked in this event. You were 10th in standings. How do you think this will help you from here going into the chase?
I think I got a pretty good chance, pretty good shot at the championship. My teammates were really supportive of each other. Rick, Brad, Joe, Fred, Mike, the whole gang. We do a lot of practice, but I think it was a good run for the number 6 Fresca Dodge, and I look forward to getting into this chase and running with these guys. But I think I got a good shot at it.
Yep, and going into this race, Daniel Julian was 10th in standings, and this definitely certainly helps him going into Richmond, won a race before the chase. So, Daniel, what were your final thoughts in those last few laps, and how Brooks, hit the wall to give you second place?
Well, I tell you what, I wasn't expecting Brooks to go up into turn 4 like that. I could get to his bumper, but I had nothing to get around him. My main concern was the number 91 of Matt Delk. He was fast all night, come down to the final 20 with that restart, and my thoughts were just staying in front of that 91 car. But, I was sweating like a dog trying to stay up with those two, Chuck and Brooks. But when he drifted up into 4 there on that white flag lap, I just couldn't believe it. So, second place, I'll take it any way I can get it.
Okay, well, that was Daniel Julian in the Fresca Dodge for Speed Mafia. Daniel, congratulations, and Mike is yours if you want to send any shout-outs to family and friends. Mike's yours.
I'd like to thank everybody, my teammates, Speed Mafia, Rick, Brad, Joe, Fred, Mike. Say hello to my dad. Hopefully he's still watching. But, hey, thanks, guys, for putting this on. It was really enjoyable, and I really enjoyed racing online tonight. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, well, that was Daniel Julian. He got second place, and I think Tom Hoffman's caught up trackside with the points leader and Matt Delk.
Yeah, I'm standing next to Matt Delk, and the only thing I can say, Matt came in points leader, saw the Sutter brothers definitely having a hard time here with California Motor Speedway. We'll leave the points leader. In fact, it looks like you will leave the California Motor Speedway with even more points. Now, Richmond, what do you have for them there, Matt?
Well, we went to Richmond in the spring. We had a pretty good run there. I think we ran second. It's pretty much about wins now. We got one more race till the chase starts, and I think I have 5 wins and Bill has 4. Main concern was him winning tonight and then us being equal when the chase starts. Can't really handle his luck too much. I mean, he makes his own fate, so best thing I can do is get a win. Hopefully when the chase goes on, I'll have a 20-point lead over him rather than 10.
Now, with the AMD Athlon Dodge Charger out there, can you explain to all the viewers out there exactly what it was like with the temperature out there being 102 degrees and having the winds at 12 miles an hour? What does that do to a traditional setup?
It definitely makes it really slick. The track is really slick, and the wind was really rough out of turn 4. The cars got really loose. I think we saw a few accidents out of turn 4 tonight. And it was just really hard to handle. In the last run, we actually added tape to the front of the car trying to get a good run and, get a shot at the win. I thought it would make it a little bit looser, especially out of 4 with the winds, but it actually tightened it up. It's something we're going to have to go back and try to understand at, get ready for next season, because we shouldn't have to worry about tracks like that anymore this season. So, it's just one of those things. It's something we got to go back and look at and learn about for the future.
Now, with being part of Ultra Motorsports, tell me what it's like racing with some of the guys from over at Ultra Motorsports.
We're all past champions from different series in the ASRL. They're a really great group of guys. When it comes to the setups, they help me out a lot with that, because my forte, I guess, is more in the driving department rather than in the garage, and they're pretty good in both departments. So they help me out a lot in the setup department. And also with Leo, he's pretty good at the driving too, so me and him, I guess, kind of control the driving, and then Jeff and Dennis pretty much do the setups. As a team together, it runs really good and really smooth. We help each other out on the radio throughout the race. Pretty much play a spotter for each other, as things go on.
Now, with this event here tonight, were there any close calls for you out there on the track?
There were a couple. I think one time out of turn 4, I was running right up against the wall and got pretty loose because of the wind. And luckily I was right up against the wall, or else I would have spun around and probably brought out a yellow. Then there was another instance, the 101. He got together with somebody, I'm not sure, but he shot up towards the outside wall right in front of me. So I was going to need another uniform after that, but I think I was all right.
Now, one other question for you before I hand you the mic. If you had 5 more laps to go and there was another caution, is there any changes you would have made to that car that could have possibly given you the win here tonight?
Oh, 5 more laps, I might have added just a little bit more tape, and I probably would have taken some wedge out. Had I known that the car would get tighter for some reason with the added tape, I'm not sure if it was air push or what. That'd probably be the main thing I'd do, just, add more tape and hope that I get to the front and stay in clean air and not have to worry about blowing up on me.
Okay, there we go. Matt Delk telling you how he leads the championship over here and how he could have possibly won, but unfortunately we did not have another yellow flag, but did come away with a top 3 finish, third to increase his points lead, and as customary here with RPMtv, Matt, here's the mic. You want to give shout-outs to your friends, family, anybody out there watching for you?
I want to say hey to my parents. I think they're watching right now. Hope they're doing good. Say hey to my girlfriend. She's also watching too. And shout out to the top 5. Everybody in the top 5 tonight did really good. In the league in general, and you guys did an awesome job with the broadcast, and we really appreciate you covering this race.
Okay, there we go. Our points leader, Matt Delk, coming away with a 3rd place finish here in the AMD Athlon Dodge Charger and increasing his points lead. But I do believe, Chris, you have caught up with our 4th place finisher here, Brooks Day.
Right, Tim. You may have seen him racing. He hit the wall and he got 4th. Brooks actually qualified, I believe, only the top 50 could get locked in, and then the other 12 spots were for qualifying. So, explain how that process of qualifying into this race was for you.
It was actually pretty hard for me. I had to try out about 25 different setups, and finally I found one that really worked, and maybe about 4th place out of everybody ready to qualify.
Okay, that's Ryan Day. He's 8th in standings. Brian, another question. What were your final thoughts on that last lap and you hitting the wall? Do you think you could have potentially saved that from happening, or what are your thoughts?
Well, I know I was pretty close to the leader, and I figured I would try to drive it in real hard, but it ended up not sticking. I was hoping to get a run on the outside of him, and it just pushed up and I hit the wall. But I feel bad about it. I know I should have just taken it easy and finished 2nd.
All right, Brian. Another question. You were 50 standings coming into this race. You've only had 2 starts in the ASRL Cup Series, but you did win a race in one of your 2 starts. So how did that help you coming into this race, and how do you think this will help you advance and get higher up in the ranks in the point standings?
I think I've shown, since it's about my 3rd week running, I think I've shown great respect towards everybody else. My first win was lucky, I guess, because that was my very first race in the season, and I just got lucky at Bristol last week, and I'm just learning a lot from some of these guys in here, like Halsworth, and I'm actually looking to join the team pretty soon.
Okay, well, that is Brooks Day. Brooks, the mic is yours. Give a shout out to your family, sponsors, domains.
Well, okay, I'd like to give a shout out to everybody, and especially Tommy Mace. He works in the fire department. He got me actually into joining this league, and I don't have any teammates right now, so.
All right, well, there you have it, Brian Day, another top 5 finish for him, and has caught up with Chuck Jimin, the winner tonight. He actually has been released from the infield care center, so he is here. So here you go, Tom.
Yeah, I'm standing down here. Chuck Jimin, you look a little hot there, buddy. Maybe a little too much tire smoke, but sitting there with a cool rag on your head, it's got to be fun knowing that you had the best car. And from what I'm hearing, that your sponsors may be giving you free tickets to Hawaii.
That would be great if they did. Appreciate all you guys did for us. And can't say enough about the car. I really thought in practice it was about a 5th place car to a 10th place car, but I never really got any draft practice in the hour. Once we finally got racing and we was in a 5, 6, 7, 8 car train, the car was just perfect. Other than I was just flat jumped in turn 1. I don't know if you guys could see that, but it looked like the rest of the field was having trouble in turn 4, and we just had turn 4 in the open.
Now, Chuck, the one thing I'm looking at, from 9th all the way back to 15th position in the points, really tight. Now, with you solidifying the win here tonight at California Motor Speedway, what do you look for at Richmond? I know right now it looks like you've basically moved ahead of quite a few drivers. Is there anyone behind you in the points right now that you could possibly think that could threaten to knock you out of the top 12?
Right now, no disrespect to anybody, I think we're locked in. I don't know if we got locked in tonight, but if not, it would take a miracle for the guys to all knock me out of 9th all the way back down to 12th. Of course, it's possible. We just want to go to Richmond, have a solid run. It's not our greatest track, but we can usually run top 10 there without any trouble. And just want to go there and keep our nose clean and let the chips fall where they are. If we're not locked in now, we'll try to be after Richmond.
Now, at one point, Chuck, I saw when everybody was lapping, we basically nicknamed Fred Thompson Mr. Excitement. With going by Fred Thompson, he was kind of put in between a rock and a hard place. You lost several positions, and every time the leaders came up on him, he held his line, but you guys had to take some evasive action. You know, tell me what it's like from a driver's perspective coming up on a lap car that may be 20 miles an hour off the pace.
Well, it's real scary, and you're just looking at where can I catch this guy to get around him. Fred Thompson, I think he's newer guy to ASRL, and not that familiar with him. I ran with him some, but my closest spot the whole night and being in a lot of troubles when I caught him in turn 3, and he kind of run the upper edge of the bottom groove. I really didn't know if he was going to tuck it to the bottom, if he was going to go high, and we just had to get all the way off the gas and go way high around him up in the middle of 3 and 4, and I think 3 or 4 cars got by us. After that, when I was catching him, I'd be about 50 yards from him, and I was able to definitively say where he was going to go. Lap cars are part of it, you know, and I'm one a lot of times myself, and the only thing you could do is just try to get in a line and stay in it, and be definitive about whether you're going to be low or high. The other times we called him, it wasn't really pretty much of an issue at all, and it looked like it hurt the guys behind me a little bit more than it was hurting me.
Now, the one other question I have for you, we're coming up to the race for the chase. Any particular tracks in there that you show as possible strong points for you to possibly walk away with the championship this year?
Really looking forward to Dago, of course. If restrictor plate racing hasn't been kind to me this year, and sooner or later it's all luck at those places, and luck's got to break my way. We haven't been strong at all in 2007. This is my first win of the entire year. But we do have 3 top 10s in a row going now and the win, and we're hoping to pick up momentum at the right time going into the chase. And just want to run top 5s to 2 top 10s in the chase, stay out of trouble, and hopefully we can nail it down. We'll see.
Okay, there you go. Talking about momentum going into the chase for the championship. The only thing I can say, walking away with this first win here tonight, got to be a tremendous feeling, and as customary here with RPM, I'm going to throw you the mic, and you can give shout-outs to your friends, family, sponsors, and maybe even convince the sponsors that not only does Chuck need tickets to Hawaii, but, Tom could use a pair too.
Yeah, we appreciate that. First shout out, we have to go to you guys. You guys did a great job tonight. Also in the interviews. Thanks, of course, to American Sim Racing League, finest racing league in the world. There's no sim racing better anywhere. I think we exhibited a lot of clean, hard racing tonight. I know us we were 3-4 wide a few times. Of course, thank my family that lets me do this every Sunday night. And special thanks to my buddy Drayton. I'm sure he was sitting there watching us tonight on the broadcast, and shout out to him as well.
There you go, Chuck Jamin. A little cooled off right now. Got some fluids down there in the infield care center, but definitely elated. His first win over here at ASRL. And, here we go. Chris, caught up with our fifth-place finisher here, Ryan Moody.
Yes, with Ryan Moody, and I'd have to say coming into this broadcasted race, it must have been a heartbreaker for him. The top 15 drivers were able to be locked into this race, but Ryan was separated by 8 points. He was 16th going into this race. He had to qualify his way in. Ryan, describe the qualifying process for us.
I was nervous, unfortunately I've missed 2 races, so I'm back there in points, but definitely tried to qualify in on Thursday. Didn't like the times, didn't like the car I had, so I had to go back and work on it a little bit, got it a little bit better, and thankfully made it in today, but I was prepared not to make it, if that's what it came down to.
All right, and since you were qualifying, describe for us the quick weather change. I mean, first you were qualifying, and it was 96 degrees. Then an hour or two later, it's 102. So how did that affect your racing today, your strategy, your setups?
Well, it didn't affect my setup too much. Just lowered the tape. Didn't even mess with the gear a lot. Had some friends help me out with it. The worst part about it was I didn't actually change my qualifying setup when I went out to qualify the second time for the actual race. It never made it the second lap, so I ended up starting like 13th. But, I took it, it was mid-pack. That was okay for me.
And we know you had a little bit of damage towards the end of the race. Describe your process of coming back through the field to get a top 5 finish today.
Well, actually, the car wasn't hurt at all. I was pretty fortunate. I'd love to say it was skill, but it was pretty much solid luck to have spun up and just not hit anything like that. I got the wall a little bit, but it didn't hurt the car. I made my mistakes today. Came out there on that last restart and got into the longest line penalty, put me back about 17th. I had a good car on long runs, so I knew if we were going to stay green, I would be in good shape. And like I said, the last lap had to go 3 wide with Woody and I think Chuck. I'm not sure to get 5th, but it was a good run. Car ran great. I was happy.
Okay, well that's Ryan Moody. He got 5th place. Ryan, you can use this time to send any shout-outs to your friends, family, sponsors.
Oh, yeah, I don't think my family's watching. Everybody here's in bed, but I'll say hi to Steve McDermott and Jim Myhall, everybody over at Soars, and everybody at ASRL. We had a pretty good race tonight. I was happy with the turnout, and pretty good quality racing there. Not too many yellows, so good job, everybody.
All right, well, there you have it. That was Ryan Moody, the 5th place finisher. I'm going to kick it over to Tom Hoffman, who might have a couple of words with Rick Thompson.
Standing down here with Rick Thompson. We'll basically call him the boss over here at ASRL. Rick, the only thing I can say, you're the man when it comes to making the rules, when it comes to racing and having some fun with these guys over here at ASRL. But unfortunately, tonight was not your night at California. I'm looking down the running order. It looks like you started 26th, end up in the 21st position. But I see that you locked into the chase for the championship. What was your night like?
We had a lot of butterflies, this being the ASRL's first broadcasted event, so I was really had a lot more concentration going on trying to make everything run smoothly for this and for you guys, and like I said, we really appreciate you guys coming out. I decided to start out
in the back of the pack and take a provisional starting position as I knew I was locked in for it. And made my way up through the field pretty well. I even got up into second place before I decided to push it a little too hard trying to catch Matt's in there, and I think I looped it coming out of 4 with that wind, and that wind was terrible coming out of 4, and it just made the back end of the car go around. Was able to get that fixed, and then started making my way back up through the field again, only to get caught up in an incident, and that ended up ending my night, and the Vault Dodge Chargers couldn't go any further after that one.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Rick, you did your sponsors proud on that last incident. Not only did you get, the incident and you were able to live through it, but, you got vault and the car vaulted up into the fence, so it was all good. I heard over the radio your sponsors were happy at least you could do a vault into the fence. But now I've got to ask you one question. Fred Thompson, isn't that your father?
Yeah, that's my dad, and from what I hear, I think he might have been part of the cause of that incident that actually took me out of the race. So I can't get too upset with me getting out of the race. You can't call your dad but so many names and before you get yourself into trouble. So I know he's new and he's just starting out, and he's really excited to be a part of this and spend some time with me. And we're trying to make it a real family-oriented league that we got here. We got a lot of father-son teams and stuff out here, and he just saw me racing one day, decided he wanted to get into it, so we're trying to get him spun up. I know he's not up to speed right now, but we're getting him there, and we're trying to just teach him to run safe and try to stay out of the way. And I guess that time he just kind of didn't get out of the way quick enough or something, I guess. I don't know.
Well, at this point, Rick, just tell your father we've got a new name for him. Jimmy Spencer, step aside. We have a new Mr. Excitement, and I got to tell you, your dad did an excellent job. He just happened to get, how should we say, in the wrong place at the wrong time, but it made for some incredible three-wide racing up front for the lead. So, I guarantee you, the viewers here at RPMtv, they were not complaining. But, the next question I have for you, if you were a member looking for a league, tell them what to expect from ASRL.
Oh, well, ASRL it's going to meet everybody's needs. It's a really awesome time. Every night of the week we have racing. We got a little bit of R Factor that we're running. We're planning on running the ARCA Sim Racing Sim when that comes out. If iRacing ever comes out with anything, we're planning on running that. But we're primarily based off of, Papyrus's NASCAR Racing 2003 software, and we just try to facilitate any need for any person when they come in. We have a real low yearly fee, $25, and we think that's pretty reasonable for an entire year of racing, an entire year of good times. Like I said, big family atmosphere here. A lot of the guys that have been running here have been running for years and just so friendly. Haven't had anybody really come in and want to leave, so we've just been growing and growing, been around for a long time, so we know what we're doing.
Okay, there you go. You're looking for a good place to come over and race, have a good time, family environment. This would be the place, and the only thing I'm going to ask one more thing from you, Rick, and basically I'll hand you the mic at the same time. If anybody's interested, what is the website? And like I said, you want to give shout-outs to your friends, family, and make sure you don't forget Pops. There you go, sir.
All right, well, I want to give out the ASRL website one more time. It's www.asrl.us, and that'll get you to the main page where you can sign up there. You can talk to myself, or you can talk to Dave Hallsworth. He's the president currently of the league. He's doing a great job, and I appreciate all his help and assistance that helped setting this up. Couldn't have done it without him. I want to thank Daniel Julian, who actually had a really great run tonight. He finished second. He's been instrumental in really helping me get the Cup Series rolling and helping me keep that train moving in the right direction. I want to thank the rest of my teammates as well, Speed Mafia. Like I said, we all been working together. We had a really good run tonight. Everybody was strong. We just got caught up in a few different things. And
just everybody in the Cup Series for coming out and helping support me and supporting me as a series director, and giving all those folks out there that are watching a good run and a good, exciting race to be watching tonight. So appreciate that.
Okay, there you go. The boss at ASRL, Rick Thompson, basically giving everybody the shout out, the web address. Please go over there, take a look at what they have. 7 days of racing, a couple days. They have 2 nights or 2 races a night. Saturday night, 3 races a night. Please take a moment. www.asrl.us.com. Check them out. Tell them Tom from RPMtv sent you. But with that, we're going to give you the upcoming event next September, or next event will be September 9th. It'll be the SSRL Cup Series live here on RPM. They will be racing from Pocono. So for myself, Tom Hoffman, Chris Cunningham, and Sean Bryant, we're going to sign off for the night until September 9th when we say let's go racing one more time here on RPM TV. Good night, everybody, and have a good week.
You're beautiful.